Listen. We about to get this party started. I just want everybody to understand something. Listen, right now, you're getting ready to witness the 2023 Closers Olympics qualifiers. This is the third round. The last two winners was my guy Scotty and Kendall. You remember my guy Scotty and Kendall. And today we will find out who will be the third winner, right? Who will be the third winner and be the first person to participate in the day one open run on the main event on July the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. Listen, I want you to pay attention to something real quick. Anybody can go and buy a list. Anybody can go drive for dollars. Anybody can run around and say that they're a real estate investor, right? Because they didn't got themselves a list. But everybody is not able to close. You need skills to close. Money won't get you the ability to close a deal. You need skills. And the reason why this event is so important is because many of you listening right now, some of you are looking to get your first deal. Some of you are looking to get your second deal, okay? Some of you don't even know what a deal looks like, okay? Some of you don't even know what a deal looks like. Today, you're going to find out not only what a deal looks like, how to identify a deal, but you're going to understand the most important part and the reason why we are all here. And that's how to close and monetize a deal. So listen, we got our judges, phenomenal group of individuals that are going to be judging this particular event. And I don't want to, underscore their greatness because, these guys are extremely experienced in this space. Literally hundreds of deals, millions in transactions, right? These guys fully know how to do this business, the ins and outs of this business, have monetized this business from a lot of different facets. And so I want you to do a couple things. I need for you to, number one, pay attention to the closers. But the second, and probably even one of the most important things that you want to do is you want to listen to what a lot of our judges are saying as a result of watching our closers. That's going to be critically important because that is going to tell you exactly what top closers are looking at when they want to close a deal. Okay. All of these things. Also, Elijah got the Santa Claus bug. I don't know what happened. I think Elijah got the Santa Claus bug and he decided that we're going to be doing some giveaways today. So the cool thing about today is you get to pick up some free tickets to the main event. You get some free tickets to the main event. Now, how do you get free tickets to the main event? All you got to do is hit the share button. Find somebody to share this to. Everybody that you know that is in real estate. Don't be stingy with the energy. You see, I got my No Stingy Energy shirt on. Don't be stingy with the energy today. Share this opportunity with somebody that you know will benefit from it and participate. And how you participate? Matter of fact, let's participate right now. If you don't have no stingy energy, you come in here to learn how to be the best closer, to learn from the top closers. Put a number one in the chat. I just want to know who's paying attention because guess what? The person putting the number one in the chat, right? The action taker, AKA the money maker, will be the person who will win a free ticket today. You're going to be that person, right? So go ahead, put the number one in the chat. I want to know who's participating, who's paying attention, who's taking action at the speed of direction right now, right? Because we finna get this party started. So here's the deal. Do we have my judges? Where my judges at? Man, my guy Liam. Listen, I got a lot of good things to say about Liam. Listen, first of all, he's a wholesaler and a closer. 2023 Closers Olympics sponsor and the chief sales officer of iSpeedToLead. So listen, all of these beautiful leads that we're going to be listening to today, guess where they come from? They come from Liam. And if you want to take advantage of those type of leads, you need to go to iSpeedToLead ASAP. ASAP. Liam, how you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm killing it today. I'm very ready to watch some people close. I think that the last event stepped it up a level from the first one. And today we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to get some amazing closers in here. We're going to have some excellent calls. Just going to kill it.
I can't wait, man. I literally can't wait. Listen, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it, man. Are you excited? Anything standing out that got you excited right now?
I would say the biggest thing right now is this group probably has the most diverse skill set. Everybody that we had in here, we picked because they were really separate from one another. I think a lot of people, they fall into this similar style of how they're closing deals, how they're talking to sellers, how they're building rapport. Everybody in here was like a complete opposite end of a 4-pointed spectrum. And focusing on that, I think it's going to be a different type of thing to judge, and it's going to be a different type of thing to watch. That's for sure.
I love it. Love it. Cool. We got our next judge up, Elijah, my guy, Elijah Rubin. Listen, Elijah was actually on BOB this morning, and we were excited talking about the Closers Olympics. A lot of the family I know are in the building, but listen, Elijah, co-founder of the Closers Olympics.
Yes, sir.
2020 and 21 competitor and winner of the silver award. So you're actually a winner in this thing in 2020 and 19 years of wholesaling experience with over 900 plus properties closed. I'm in the presence of greatness.
My man. Hey, Byron, appreciate you putting on, and I'm super excited. As Liam said, the first one was good. Second one stepped it up. I'm super excited for this third one. And we have a lady on here who's going to be closing. You know, last time Colleen almost took the first one, round one. Ladies are just really good closers. I'm really excited to see her get busy along with everybody else.
Absolutely. I love it. Next up the bat, we got my guy, Max, founder of the Closers Lab, the #1 live call show on YouTube, 2021 Closers Olympics competitor and bronze winner, and 8 years of real estate experience with over 400 plus transactions completed, trained over 100 of the investors to become the best closers nationwide. Max.
Yo, what's going on, Byron? Good to see you, bro.
You know, man, you were actually one of my favorites. Did I ever tell you that?
You haven't, but I'm glad to hear that.
Listen, man, your consistency and ability to kind of stick to your methodology was phenomenal, man. But
I appreciate that, man.
Here's the deal. What are you most excited about?
Man, you know, this whole event excites me, right? And just to see 4 individuals that are going to put it on the line today, right? Because it's not an easy task, let's be honest, right? And we got some critics over here on the judges' side. And so, but I'm excited for that. And I just want to, you know, good luck to all of them. And I'm looking forward to them to execute at a high level. And I'm looking for them to put their skills out there. You know what I mean?
I love it. Well, listen. The event is coming up, so we definitely don't want to waste any more time. I want to get straight to it. Matter of fact, if you're excited about watching some closers close, if you're excited about that, put a #1 in the chat. I just want to know who's paying attention. This is another opportunity to win some free tickets to the final event. If you're excited, put a #1 in the chat. Easy money right here. Elijah, can we get Elijah to come back up? Because we got to talk about these rules real quick.
Yes, sir.
We're super clear on this, Elijah.
Yes. Rules of engagement. So everybody's going to have 30 minutes to make their phone calls, like all that building rapport, extra rapport is cool. You only got 30 minutes. then each of us, the judges, we're going to be judging this just like a boxing match. You're going to get points. So do we have the points? I could show them real quick. If we have the points, I can show them, or you want me to just walk through? There we go. Boom. So you're going to get so many points, 1 through 5, for building rapport. Are you talking with them? Are you connecting with them? Or are you just breezing past that part? Negotiations. How are you doing with the negotiating? Are you just taking that first number? Or are you drilling them and grinding them on price? If they say no to those numbers, how can we get creative with the options? Are you going subject to seller finance, novation? Handling the objections. Are you able to handle objections? Are you overcoming them? Are you sidestepping them? We're going to be paying attention to those. Really, really important. Identifying the pain. That's what a lot of people struggle with. Identifying the pain. We're going to be paying attention of, are you poking the pain? Are you circling back in the pain and creating a bigger gaps so you can get a better deal? Verbal agreements. You get the verbal agreement points if they say yes to you verbally. If you get a signed agreement, you get your points, and the net ROI is only for people who have signed agreements. And if multiple closers get signed agreements, we're going to use that net ROI to determine who had the best deal. And these are all going to be accumulative. So each call, you could be racking up points. This could be excited. Those are the rules of the game.
Love it. And, we don't have a regular person that's going to be doing this company either. That's another thing that I wanted to highlight, Elijah. We got my guy, David. Listen, David, full-time real estate investor, speaker, and coach based out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Accumulated over 100 rental properties. Not regular. Owns and he owns a thriving wholesale company. And David is his guiding principle is simplicity is scalable. And always start with the end in mind. I love that. David, why is simplicity scalable? I need to know.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, David?
Yeah. So why is simplicity scalable? Is that what your question is?
Yes, I need to know.
Fantastic. So if you're going to scale your business, right, which all of us probably want to do, where everybody wants to grow and do more revenue, do more deals. Well, listen, here's the thing. If I have this very convoluted system for how I'm going to do my comping and how I'm going to do my acquisitions and how I'm going to do my dispositions, I like to say, remember that Russell Crowe movie, A Simple Mind or A Beautiful Mind? And it was like this 12-foot chalkboard and it was all like just look like hieroglyphics. If that is what your business plan is, the odds of being able to bring somebody in and explain that to them where it's manageable and they can absorb it very quickly and you can put them on the phones to do work for you, it's going to be slim, right? Like, I get it. You're smart. I'm smart. It's our business. But if we want to be able to bring people into our company, have them buy into our vision and understand what we're trying to do and then put them to work as quickly as possible, then we have to have a system that is simple and scalable. And I think a lot of times people love to overcomplicate this.
And speaking about simplicity, I know that you're going to be the official comper today.
Yeah,
and
excited.
We going, you ready to get this party started?
Bro, I got 3 screens here. We got stuff all over the place. We are ready to go. I got somebody on standby that can help me if we start getting backed up. We are ready to help these guys get some deals under contract.
I love it. Man, well, let's get this party started. Listen, we got a video, and we're going to play the video to let you know officially what we're getting ready to witness.
Close it. When I close, doors open. Every key I.
This is a competition. Somebody's going home with the top closer title belt.
If I did 189, would you have to talk to her, or could you agree to that? All right, let's do 189.9 then.
If I gave you 31, will you sign today?
Where's our time?
So
If that's a price we can do, is this something you'd be ready to move forward with today as far as like an agreement in place?
More urgency. Closing time. Close it. Pick up the
Strap in. Everybody get excited.
He was good.
But this guy's got skills, and his approach is different, and it works so well. I look at rapport not as weather, sports.
That was probably top 5 that I've ever seen.
He moved us away.
The truth is, I already knew it. I'm so hot, I'm melting up in it like ice.
it's the noise talking and backing it up for me, and the consistency.
It's something that you're never going to be able to see, I think, replicated anywhere else. It's so much you can learn from this.
This is the best training series anybody could ever ask for.
Mr. Knox, we're taking care of him, and we're going to spend the money with the family for somebody I don't know, okay?
Yeah.
On every call is sell or be sold. Let's go.
Man, I thought that was going to be something.
Is that something that you would want to move forward with, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything is possible. There is nothing holding you back.
Baby, you won. You won, Dad.
Yeah. And that's the bottom line.
Close it. Pick up the phone. Close it. Big ass phone. Close it. $1 million deal. Close it. It's all on you. Close it. What you gonna do? Close it. I want the proof. Close it. $1 million.
Listen, I gotta say something. You just seen what we're getting ready to witness, but I gotta highlight something real quick because a lot of people are not understanding the full power of what we're getting ready to witness. Number one, you're going to witness a lot of different skill sets and tools that you can take and utilize in your business. But something else that I have to offer you here, and I think it's very important that you pay close attention to this. Listen, we have a bundle. We have a bundle that's available, and this bundle will allow you. Okay, especially if you have a real estate business, okay? If you have a sales team, marketing team, anything that deals with sales and marketing, okay? And if you're investing a lot in your business, right? You need to be able to get an ROI. How do you get an ROI? Well, that ROI is going to come as a result of your ability to close. And so when you pick up this bundle that we're getting ready to talk about, right? That is going to allow you to be able to allow your sales teams and yourself to be able to sharpen those skills with just tons of videos, courses, okay? Plus your tickets to the final event, okay, of Closers Olympics in July. Okay, so you want to take advantage of this. So right now, if you can, go to closersolympics.com, sign up, go ahead and get your tickets. Some of you are actually going to get your ticket for free today. Some of you are going to get that ticket for free, and all you have to do is participate by typing in the chat, sharing it out to different people that you know could benefit from this. Share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, right? Share it on YouTube, share it via text. Just share it out. That's free. Okay. And get this game because this is going to be a life-changing situation. I promise you that. But with that being said, how many of y'all are ready to get this thing popping? How many of y'all are ready to get this show popping? Listen, we got a wheel. It's getting ready to come up. And we're going to be selecting our first contestant. Our first contestant. Oh my God. Oh, let's get this thing started. Hold on, let me see. I'm finna click it. Let me see. And we're spinning and we're spinning and we're spinning. And we get Laura Lynn. Laura Lynn. Listen, I haven't gotten a chance to meet Laura Lynn, but this is what I do know. She's out of Huntsville, Alabama. Okay. She's closed nearly 200 transactions. Listen to this though. As a realtor and as a wholesaler. And her strengths is building connections and presenting easy to understand options. Now, I want to find out what this looks like because this is super important. A lot of people miss this gem. A lot of people miss that ability to make things simple, stupid, so people can pick those things up. So I'm excited to learn what her process is, what her strategy is, and all of those things. So, let's see something here real quick. All right. So we got Laura Lynn. We're gonna run the other names. That's what we're gonna do. So let me pull that up real quick. Can we pull up the other names? All righty. While we wait on that, okay, here we go. Alexis will be the second contender. Then we got Noah coming up at number 3. All right. We got our flow. We got Laura Lynn first. We got Alexis second. We got Noah third. And we got Richard last. I'm ready to rock and roll. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm definitely ready to rock and roll. So, first and foremost, can we get our judges up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's do it, baby.
Woo!
My guy.
We ready. We ready. We ready.
How y'all feeling about this?
Man, I thought the lady was gonna lead it off. I know lady's supposed to be first, right? But you know what I'm saying? So now she's listen, I'm telling you guys, we met with her a little bit yesterday on our rehearsal side. I think the world's about to find out who Laura Lynn is. I think the world's about to find out right now.
Yeah, she looked pumped yesterday when we did the rehearsal on there. She was like, I'm ready to go. Bah, bah, let's go.
Not only was she pumped, but she set the bar really high in the auditions. If I'm remembering correctly from the auditions, she was one of our top 3 that came through the. So she is starting off hot, and then everybody else is going to have to try and meet that bar afterwards. I think that if I were one of the other 3, I would be nervous.
Well, let's get her in. Let's get her in. Huntsville, Alabama native. Laura Lynn, how you feeling? Can we get Laura Lynn in? All right. We're giving her a little, we're giving her a little bit of time. You know what I mean? She prepping us. Okay.
I was doing my hair. How are you guys? I'm doing great.
Listen, I'm excited to meet you. First of all, you said the simple process. You break these things down in a simple way. I'm excited about that. But let me just give you your proper due diligence. Listen, Huntsville, Alabama closed nearly 200 plus transactions as a realtor and as a wholesaler. Amazing. And her strengths is building connections through presenting easy to understand options. I love that. I love that. I love that. Can you give us a little breakdown of that real quick before we get into this?
Yeah, sure. So when you're talking with a seller, a lot of the times it can get really confusing for them what the best option really is. So you as the professional, you have to be able to keep their interests in mind as well as yours. And you have to understand that they're trying to make the best decision for themselves. So break it down. Here's what you would make if we went with this option. Here's what I can pay you if you go with this option. And it's really just as simple as making the math stupid easy for them.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get this party started. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. So I guess what we'll do, let's go ahead and get it started. Are we ready, team?
I'm ready.
I'm ready to rumble.
Let's go.
So everybody knows how the rules works. The timer starts when she gets her first connect. Once that connect is live, that timer will not stop for anything or anybody. It's just going.
Yep. Got this, Laura Lynn.
Let's go.
Hi, is this Chastity?
It is.
Hi, Chastity. This is Laura Lynn Morley. I'm with Southwood Home Buyers. I'm just calling because you filled out a form on my website about selling your home on Morris Avenue. Did I catch you at a bad time to talk about it?
Yeah, is there any way you could call me back tomorrow morning?
Sure, yeah. Is this the best number for me to reach you on?
Yes.
All right, cool. I'll call you back in the morning then.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let me see. When I'm on calls like that, if I get somebody on the phone, I like to go negative. Like it sounds like it's a bad time. They say yes, cool, and that's all. I keep talking. Let them stop me. They're like, hey,
That's the classic Chris Voss. Go for the no.
Yeah. Yep. Go for the no, and then.
And if they say no,
I've had that happen too many times. Even when they say they already sold, I just continue like, oh, okay, when do you close? And then they're like, then they haven't sold.
Hi, Dan. This is Laura Lynn with Southwood Home Buyers. Hey, I am just calling you because you filled out a form on my website about selling your home on West 25th Street. Did I catch you at a bad time to talk about it?
No, other than I didn't really fill out any form. I did submit something to what I thought was a hedge fund, but obviously they sold it because I've had 50 calls. This is a property I have under contract. I'm a wholesaler. I'm scheduled to close on it Friday.
Gotcha.
Friday.
Okay, well, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Keep it moving. Keep
nice.
it moving. I like
it.
That was a good delegation right there.
Yeah, she saw who it was. Like, oh, you're not that guy. All right, good. On to the next one. I like that.
Nobody's got time for that.
Time for y'all.
Please leave your message for 513-883-3544.
Hi, Mr. Joyner. This is Laura Lynn Morley with Southwood Home Buyers. I am just calling because you filled out a form on my website about your Baltimore Avenue property. Whenever you get a minute, just call me back, 256-541-4371. Thanks so much.
Yeah, like leaving voicemails long like that.
Yeah, I like this. A quick text. I say, hey, and I'm off. I double down and hit him with the hey. What do you usually do, Max?
I just be like, hey, Elijah, it's Max. I'm actually calling about 123 Main Street because click.
Ooh, hit him with the cliffhanger, huh?
Yeah.
Gotta call back.
Well, I gotta leave that because, right?
I think leaving them with a little bit to want more. If you give it all out right there, then it gives them a lot to say, I don't want to talk to this person right now. But if you're vague about it, you give them a little bit of a hook, then you're going to be getting those dialbacks.
Yep. And they'll come throughout the time. The more you do it, the more they come back.
Yep. And even on text, I like it very vague.
Hi, I'm not able to take your call at this time.
The less, the more curious. Gotta get that double dial, triple dial going.
Yeah.
Most percentages will increase when you double dial, and especially when you triple dial.
See, the people who don't do double dialing, their excuse is usually, I don't want this person to dislike me. But the thing is, no matter what you're doing, you're always interrupting their day. There's never a point in time you're calling somebody that they're sitting there waiting for you to call.
Has been forwarded to an automated voice.
Yeah, absolutely. Any call that comes in that's unexpected is an interruption call. That's what I call it, right? Obviously, cold call is more interruption. A follow up is an interruption call. So you want double dial, triple dial. Let's go.
Yep. Because who double dials? A friend, a family member,
friend, emergency, right?
Exactly. So I'm all good with that.
Michelle, I am unable to answer the phone at this moment. Please leave a message, including your contact information, and I will return your call as soon as possible. Have a great day.
Hi, Michelle. This is Laurelyn Morley. I am calling from Southwood Home Buyers. And I'm also calling because you filled out a form on my website about selling your home on Pinhook Road. Whenever you have a few minutes to talk about that, you can call me back, 256-541-4371. Thanks so much.
Man, I love her tonality. If she can get someone on the phone and use her tonality, whoo,
right? You already hear it. You already hear it,
bro.
Slow.
I'm telling. It's slow, methodical. I'm here for you. Cry on my shoulder. What's going on?
I'll catch you on the bag. Here's a little hot milk and then tea.
Seeing that shot clock in the top right, sometimes people can just compress their timelines down. They just start rushing through everything. They speak fast. They try and get to their pitch fast. But your process works for a reason. Stick with your process. Laurelyn's doing excellent at that. But here's a situation where if she'd been able to overcome that first objection when the person wanted to just hop off the phone, she might not have this dry streak here. There could have been a conversation to be had.
The Google Fi subscriber you have called is not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hi, Reese. This is Laurelyn Morley with Southwood Home Buyers. I am calling because you filled out a form on my website about selling your property on El Camino Drive. Whenever you have a few minutes, just give me a call back and we can chat about it. 256-541-4371. Thanks. I'm not about to get spammed by a bunch of texts, am I?
Yeah, they're coming. They're coming for you.
Yeah, I don't think she's seeing your message, Liam. Double dial. Has she done it once?
No, I don't think so.
No, right? She hasn't. Yeah,
that's muted.
That's probably what could help her right now, from what I see so far, is that double dial.
Right.
Triple dial even. Yeah.
I'll try it this way. I'll try to send a message this other way for her.
Good afternoon. This is Trent.
Hi. I'm sorry. I was trying to reach Raymond. Do I have the right number?
Yes, you do. Raymond Trent. I go by my middle name.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, hi, Raymond. This is Laurelyn Morley. I am calling from Southwood Home Buyers. You filled out a form on my website about your property on Heather Marie Court, about selling it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I was hoping to catch you at a time when you had a few minutes to talk about it.
Yeah, certainly. I've got a few minutes.
Awesome. Okay, great. Well, so you still are planning on selling that property, right?
We're trying to figure out what to do. I'll try to make this a quick story. So my wife and I adopted 3 kids 4 years ago. Unfortunately, one of them, their sibling group had lots of childhood trauma, so we've had to put them in a residential treatment center, try to help with that trauma. So it's cost me about $19,000 a month, and I just can't sustainably pay for this for another year at that rate. So we actually own 2 homes here. We bought my mom home to help out the kids. They're both similar homes, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and we're actually looking at selling both. And just wanted to see what the process was this way, or if I didn't go through a realtor. I'm not in a huge rush. I just wanted to see if this was an easier path. I understand I won't get quite the value if I do it this way versus realtor. But just curious what the difference would be, see if it's worth the aggravation. Basically, we're just going to buy a little bit of acreage out in the country, and I think that will help him when we get him back from RTC as well.
Yeah. Well, Raymond, wow. What a unique story you have. You've adopted, did you say 3 children?
Yes, ma'am. We adopted 3. They were a sibling group of 3, and we couldn't stand to hear them about them getting separated. We had never met the kids before. They went to church with my wife's cousin. And when we heard the story, we just couldn't let that happen.
Oh my, wow, wow. Well, you know what? Good stuff is going to come back your way no matter what, because you've just given back to the world in such a huge way, especially those kids. So let's talk about the house and your options. And you said there were 2 homes?
I actually own 2, yes, ma'am.
And you're thinking about selling both of them?
Yeah, if I do this, that's what it would be. We'd be selling both. And the reason being, with the kids, my wife and I, you know, we're busy with our jobs. We bought my mom a house to just have support close by.
Okay, I understand. Well, do you want to sell them together or separately? Because I'm happy to talk about both options.
I'm open to listen to what would be best for all parties involved. So I'm really open to everything.
Okay. Well, then let's talk first about the one that you're living in, because that's the one that would impact you the most, right? And then worst case scenario, if you couldn't sell, is it, you said it's your mother's house, the second one?
Yes, and it's in my name. We bought it for her.
Okay.
It's,
okay.
Well, so we'd all be moving out of the country. Yes.
Okay. If you couldn't sell that one, worst case scenario, you could move in and you could all live together temporarily until you could get that one sold.
Give me one moment.
Sure.
Hey, is it possible you call me back in like 15 minutes? I need to get this out real quick. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I should be in the office in about 15 minutes. Is there any way we could talk about it now?
I've unfortunately managed power plant. I've got an issue that just came up that I've got to address.
Okay. I definitely want to talk to you. So I'll give you a call back later on today, regardless.
And if not, first thing in the morning is fine either way.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Thank you, Raymond.
Thank you, man.
Bye-bye.
Ouch. I know it's hard. She did take a shot to try to keep her in play. I would have said, like, hey, Raymond, real quickly, we're about to pull a trigger on another property. Are you seriously curious about selling? And then try to rope him back in. Like, you're talking about your house. This is a property.
Yeah, no, for sure. I would have, again, I love that as well. And it would have been something like, hey, Raymond, look, I'm not going to take more than 5 minutes for me to be able to, have everything ready for you, potentially create that offer. I just need to ask you a few questions. That's it. And then we can, and then what we can do is, either schedule a call back after that.
Yeah. See, I like it. That's
gotta push, bro. That's the objection, right?
Right. And it's tough. I know, because she doesn't want to be overbearing either, but I get it. But
if they need to sell, it doesn't matter.
Right. I'm going to take your call at this time, but do leave a name and number and a detailed message. And I'll return your call at my earliest. Thank you and have a good day.
Yeah, it's tough.
Please record your message.
Especially on calls like this.
Recording.
On a competition.
More options.
Hi, Ms. Brown. This is Laura Lynn with Southwood Home Buyers. I am just giving you a call because you filled out a form on my website about your Aberdeen Street property. Whenever you have a few minutes, just give me a call back at the number that I'm calling from, 256-541-4371. Thanks so much, and I look forward to talking to you.
Yeah. I know.
I like that you tried to overcome the objection once, but just like you guys said, I think it should have.
I'm double dialing everybody.
Push a little harder.
It's just
push a little bit harder,
especially on an event like this, like Social Olympics. Like I said, go let them hang up on you. Like, and when you're at work and you're doing your regular job, you don't want to piss them off. You got the call back, but hey, I gotta make a decision today or not. I'm gonna take 5 to 3 minutes. Like I said, nothing should be bigger than your house. And you said your mom's house. I would tie it back into 2 kids. You have four adoption kids. This is where their housing going to go.
Yeah, so far she did really well with him. The report was great. She got, she opened up a pain funnel with him, and then
it's not ringing.
Hello.
Hi, is this Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Joe. This is Laura Lynn with Southwood Home Buyers. Have I caught you at a bad time?
Yeah, but I'm already good. I've got it listed with the realtor, so.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
No problem. Bye-bye. All right.
If he has a realtor, love listed.
And so now I guess I'm going to triple dial.
Me too.
Man, I'm like, hey, clearly it's a bad time. We had the baby crying in the background. Like, hey, real quickly, we're about to buy another property in this neighborhood. I want to talk to you about the property now. Right when he said it's listed, I'm like, great. I'm glad if you could get a retail buyer, a needle in the haystack, great. Are you trying to sell it, or do you want to consider it, have it sold?
Yeah, I think either one of those, right? Hey, you have it listed. I'm assuming you've gotten multiple offers on it. Make an assumption statement to see what the activity is.
Nice.
You might be frustrated, right? You might be frustrated. So, hey, I'm assuming you're getting a lot of offers since you have it on the market.
Triple dial.
No.
I would just segue to that's perfect. Really glad to hear that I'm a buyer.
Leave me a message. Get back to me as soon as possible.
Damn, voicemails. I hate it when that happens.
All right.
Yeah, I know. I hate when the voicemail sounds so authentic. Y'all start talking to them.
I know,
Hey, Jim.
oh, dude, I have some gotten me really bad before.
Back when I was in high school, and I was being just a little asshole, I had my voicemail set to hello. Actually, this is a voicemail. My dad would always fall for it. My dad would fall for it. The only reason I changed is because he finally got a hold of me one day, and he's like, dude, change your fucking voicemail. I'm sick of it. I had like 50 5-second long voicemails of him starting to talk to me, and be like, oh, fuck, hanging up.
Got to go back to that ringback tone, baby.
Got this. You got this. I think I know it's for a lot of different people. They do different ways, but I'm a big fan of never asking, hey, is this
513883335?
I think I already left a voicemail, but I'll leave another one. Hi, Mr. Joyner. This is Laura Lynn Morley with Southwood Home Buyers. I am just leaving you a voicemail because you filled out a form on my website about your Baltimore Avenue property. Whenever you have a few minutes to talk about it, you can call me back at 256-541-4371. Thanks so much, and I look forward to speaking with you.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of asking the question. If I am going to do that, I'm going to what is it called? Assume that I did, right? Like probably caught you at a bad time. Not a question.
Right. And the thing is, I wouldn't have that hard coded into my intro no matter what, because I don't want to give them the opportunity to back out.
Yeah, not only in the intro. Yeah. Right.
Like if I'm hearing that they have a child screaming in the background, then I'm going to come in and say, "Oh God, it sounds like I call you about the worst time of the day, huh?" Because it's a bit more personal. I'm relating to their situation, and it gives them an opportunity to say, "No, it's okay."
Absolutely.
And even if they say, "Yeah, it's a bad time," well, no worries. I'll make it a better time. Let me ask you this.
How much time do I have left?
So I really like it. Like
your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Yeah, always when you're talking to the right.
That baby call, be like, man, that sounds like my house over there. Did I dial the right number?
That's another one. Like, hey, is that my baby crying? No. you gotta be careful about those. Oh man. Look at that synchronized water sipping. Look at you two. Look at that.
We planned that, by the way.
Oh, Lord.
You got this, Laura Lynn. It's all good. You got it. You got it. Dial and smile. Dial and smile. You got this.
Whenever I'm having a bad streak, I would just sit there, or actually I'd stand up,
11 minutes.
Smile, and just put in my mind every single call. I'd look at the name and say, this person wants to talk to me. This person is
That's the
waiting for me
affirmations,
right
bro.
now.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I love that. I'm big on that, right?
Hello?
Hi, is this Karen?
Yes.
Hi, Karen. This is Laura Lynn with Southwood Home Buyers. Hi. I am just giving you a quick call because you filled out a form on my website about your Powderhorn Road property. Did I catch you? Yeah. Did I catch you at a bad time to talk about it?
Well, yeah, a little bit. Something's wrong with my car.
Oh no.
I just not long got it. I know. And I'm in South Carolina right now, and I'm stranded until somebody comes fix my car. I hope they get here tomorrow.
Oh.
I was going to leave and be home tomorrow, but don't look like I'm going to get there tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Karen. Well, since you're stranded, you want to talk about the house while you have the time, since you can't go anywhere?
I'm trying to get to the
love that. I
hospital.
love
My
that.
daughter's supposed to come and get me because we got a baby on the way.
Oh, your daughter's having a baby?
No, my grandson is having a baby. I'm
There's one of those
gonna be
callbacks.
a great grandma
Oh,
for the
that's true.
first
I
time,
forgot.
and I can't even get there until she comes to get me.
Oh my goodness. Oh, well, congratulations on
Oh, thank you.
becoming a
it's
great
all the way
grandmother.
downtown at the Medical University of South Carolina Children's Hospital.
Yeah. Well, I saw that your reason for wanting to sell the house was to get closer to family. So I guess it seems more important than ever now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get home. I'm trying to get home here to South Carolina, but I got to sell the house first.
Yeah. Well,
But
maybe.
yeah, I got a minute. I got a few minutes to talk to you.
Okay. Well, perfect.
I'm aggravated right now because I haven't had the car a year yet, and I think it's just a spark plug, and then the water temperature on it. It says it's overheating, but it's not overheating because it's got plenty of Freon in it.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
That happened to me once before with a car that I bought. It broke down a year later. I've been there, done that. I feel for you. But let's see if we can at least get the house, that challenge that you have, taken care of. So,
Okay.
so did I hear it right? It's Powderhorn Road?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Powder. Powder. Huh?
Perfect.
Road.
Okay. Well, so tell me, how much are you trying to sell the home for?
Well, I'd like to get 200,000 out of it. The most I've been offered is 183.
Okay. Was that from an owner occupant, someone who wanted to live in the home, or was that from an investor?
That's from an investor.
Okay. And you didn't accept that offer?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. How come?
Because I wanted to get a little bit more out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The house is only 6 years old.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It looks really cute.
Yeah.
3 bed, 2 bath.
It doesn't need anything major. Like the screen door on the back porch. It's all closed in with vinyl and everything, vinyl siding it on the inside too.
Yeah.
The roof and all that. But the screen door needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
And the living room needs to be painted because I sprayed some spray paint over something, and it needs to be painted. The living room.
Yeah.
And the carpets need to be cleaned. Everybody's been going in and out.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can do something here to where we can get pretty close. So if you, okay, let me tell you a little bit about me. So I buy houses, and I do that for one of 3 reasons. I'm either going to hold it as a rental, I'm going to do a total renovation and a fix and flip, or I'm going to do a micro flip, which is where I make minor repairs to the house and I close on the home with you the same day that I am selling to the end buyer. So I think if you're wanting to get as close to 200K as possible, the micro flip is the best way for me to do that for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had a evaluation. It's like, well, it's going up now. It was between 200 and 225.
Yeah.
You know, that I got an estimate for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, but now that the houses are going back up so fast, you know, it's probably worth more than that. It's got a nice big yard and a little stream behind it, you know, behind the woods.
I'm looking at I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry, Karen. I'm looking at your comps now, and I'm also trying to be respectful of your time since your daughter could get there at any minute to pick you up.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at
your. She's still at work. She's got to get off, but she's coming to pick me up.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at your comps now, and it looks like if you were to list it with a realtor, you could probably do that for somewhere between 200 to at the most maybe 210, maybe 212. And then that would come with fees, right? So you would have 6% you'd have to pay a realtor. You would have 2 to 3% that you'd have to pay in closing costs and repairs. And the way that I could help alleviate the challenge for you of getting the home sold is doing all that for you. So were you wanting to have a quick and easy sale, or are you trying to get as much money as you can and you don't mind jumping through some hoops to do that?
Well, I want to get as much money as I can.
Mm-hmm. And you don't mind jumping through some hoops?
Doesn't anybody?
Yeah. Some people want as much as they can without having to do a lot of work or repairs.
Still $76,000 owed on it, and I got to get another place when I get here. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
I did contact a real estate lady. I don't have anybody. They came and said that they would put it up for 225.
Yeah.
And see what we could do. So I don't know. I'm aggravated about the car.
Yeah. So
you think you buy a Lincoln and it would run forever, but no, that's not what happens with me.
Yeah. Well, if I were to come in and pay for all of the commissions and the repairs that are inevitably going to come up when a buyer has the home inspected, the best that I could probably do on a micro flip is around the 190 mark, which is probably close to what you would net if you were to put it on the market and pay for a realtor and do it all yourself. If I'm going to be cash and just make it super easy and close in 14 days, then I've got to be around 160. So
I wouldn't have 64, and I'd just keep it and let it sit.
Yeah, I knew 160 probably wouldn't work for you, but I did want to throw out that option just in case you wanted,
I've already got
a quick sale.
183.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So if you
182
don't,
and something, it's almost 183.
yeah. What happens if you can't get it sold and can't get to your family? Just curious.
Well, I'll probably I don't know. I'm not in a great, big, huge hurry, but I am.
Yeah.
I want to get home, but I'm not going to give it away.
Well, Karen,
I'll let it sit first.
if I could get you 190, would you sell it to me?
Can we do 195?
195 is the absolute highest I could go, but I could do that. 195 would get it done.
Okay.
Cash. Now that'll be probably where I have to find the end buyer, and they'll probably be financed, but I could get it done in about 45 days.
45 days?
Mm-hmm. Which would give you time to find somewhere to live.
Yeah, it would give me somewhere. It would.
Yeah.
It would give me plenty of time to find something. I can I'm still with my son right now.
Yeah.
Because we're having this baby.
But you're good with 195. If I take care of all the rest, hiring the realtor, doing the
get 195 cash
yep,
in my hand.
you would get 195 at closing. Yes, ma'am.
And it wouldn't be any less.
Nope, no less.
Well, I really want to move. I really do want to get here because my grandkids are growing up, and I really want to get here. I really do.
So we have
and I'll take that under 100%.
Okay, so we've got a deal at $195.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, then
I have to get home first.
You got to get home first.
I know the yard is all grown up.
Wow. 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 That was amazing in terms of the skills. Okay. That I saw the skills, but you know, the dang on time clock. The time clock does not play fair with anybody. It just doesn't play fair. Okay. So right now, listen, we're going to give the judges a couple minutes to score, but I want you guys to participate with me real quick, because how did you feel about that? Type into the comments right now how you felt about that. Again, she did get a verbal novation, potentially. We're going to see. Kendall just said, listen, it was a lot of great things I was able to pull out of that call. Type into the comments right now. And again, you typing into the comments and giving us your opinion will let us know if you could potentially win a free ticket. John says yes. I like that. Listen, I just extracted a lot. I can't wait to hear what the judges have to say about this. Also, here's the deal. If you haven't already, I need for you to right now to go to closesalympics.com. Go to closesalympics.com, and you're going to see some things there. But we're offering like a bundle, and I just want to highlight that real quick before the judges get ready, because I want to put this out there. It's important. We have over 50 hours of Closes Olympics live footage. We also have a step-by-step sales course that's going to be offered. And we have a free admission to the 2023 general admission ticket included in the bundle, the early bird bundle. And it's only for $297. Okay. Only for $297. So listen, go to Closes Olympics right now, pick up your bundle. And also, if you can, share this thing out, and you too could potentially be a winner. But we got our judges. Listen, we got our judges. I can't wait to hear what Liam has to say about what he just got a chance to witness. Amazing. Liam, what's your thoughts, man? I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
I was muted. Now I'm unmuted. I think that she didn't have the opportunity to talk to somebody that she fell really into her flow with. And I think I'm a little bummed out about that, because when we were looking at her on the auditions, she fell into this flow so beautifully. And where I think she earned the points from me was on that beautiful, beautiful cadence and pitch that she had. It's easy to listen to. It's easy to talk to. But where she lost points for me was she didn't really try to overcome the objections for time. I have to go. That happened, I think, 2 or 3 times, and every time she wasn't able to overcome that. Second is when a seller was talking about pain or something that would be motivating for them to get out of the house, she would touch on it very softly. It was like every time the seller volunteered that information, and then she kind of segued the conversation away from that. In those situations, motivation is that's what gets deals done. I would have dove head into those and try to peel the layers of the onion back and get as much of that as I could. And she started to talk about condition and price and all this other stuff when I would have just let all that slide.
Love it.
The third thing is that on the negotiations, she didn't hold tight on them. She had the 190, person said 195, and then just let it slide.
Wow. So we got 11 points. Is that where we at?
That's where we're at. Yep.
Love it. Awesome stuff, man. Listen, thank you. Thank you, Liam. Hey, Elijah.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Yeah, no, I like I said, same thing. I wish she had a chance to kind of get in pocket with some of her sellers. I agree. I'm not really a fan of saying, hey, this is a bad time to talk. I'd rather go negative if I'm going to do that. She kind of got caught a couple of times with that, which she probably could have pushed the envelope. And then just pushing pushing the pain button. I think that's something she could have did a little bit more. And then last but not least, where I really would love to see her do, I really would love to see her ask for their number. She gave her number by saying, "Hey, would you give any lower number?" I really wish she had good with the rapport. I wish she was straightened up on the negotiation, poke the pain a little bit more. However, I gave her 2 points for the verbal agreement. She hit the buzzer beater at the end, got her to say yes. So I got her those points, and she do have the creative options. So I like her getting creative, but I would really love to see her really dialing in and asking for the number first. Let them ask them at least 3 times before you take your shot. It's my rule of thumb.
Love it. Love it. Man, it is what it is, man. Sometimes the shot clock gets the best of us. Max.
Yo. All right. I think I have the same sentiment as Elijah and Liam. Obviously she didn't get a lot of, sellers where she could flow, but I think she still had some opportunities to actually capitalize on. I think her report building is great, but report building is only one thing, right? We got to be able to move the cell forward. And that's where questionings come in, right? I think she did really well. I gave her on objections, I gave her a 2. Obviously there wasn't a lot there for her to work on. On negotiations, I gave her a 3. The reason why is because she did move her into there. For me, negotiations is not just about the number. It's, hey, let's talk about what you're trying to do, how you're trying to sell this house, right? How much are you looking to get? She got the number, and she did introduce micro flips. She did negotiate that innovation, and then I gave her a 1 for creative. I felt like she could have done a little bit better job pitching the innovation, and then the net ROI was, I didn't think it was there as far as I gave her a 1 on that.
Wow. Well, we have to respect. I hope you guys are paying attention to what the judges are saying. This is vitally important. All of the advice that they're giving here. But I want to hear from Laura Lynn. I want to hear from her because, listen, I love that call.
That was tough.
It was tough. What are your thoughts on the call, and what are your thoughts on the judge's reaction?
Hey, I get it. At the end of the day, it's a competition, and it's tough to get all of those judging points in like, I think by the time I talked to her, I had like 7-8 minutes left. So and she's a talker. She, good old Southern girl, just like me. We like to talk. It's tough to get all that in, but if you're on the phone with a seller live, you got to hit those points when you're on your calls. You've got to go straight to pain. If I had the time, boy, am I a pain pusher. I can definitely push on the pain buttons. But for her, she was sitting there stranded with her car, waiting to go get to her great grandbaby. She's literally about to come out. It was a whole thing. I'm just glad I got the verbal. I will say, I'm thinking, looking at the comps, it probably could sell for $225 if the condition is what she says it is. Mm-hmm. And if I sold it for $225 with a realtor on a novation, my profit is still around 10, depending on the repairs, 10 to 15,000. So nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
But I understand and I respect the judge's decision.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you, and I appreciate that call, because I listen, there was some good stuff. I love the charm. I love the rapport building. So thank you very much. We got my guy Lex coming up in the next 2 minutes, and I am excited. I am truly excited. Listen, Laura Lynn did good. I mean, she got a healthy score, right? We're just at the beginning. We don't know what is going to take place. We don't know how Alex is going to do, right? We don't know. So at the end of the day, this is a competition. We're putting on for you guys and making sure that we can provide the most amount of value and showcase skills. And that's the reason why, listen, matter of fact, if you've already went to closesolympics.com and checked out the bundle, if you've already done that, if you can do me a quick favor and put a number 1 in the chat. I just want to, just put a number 1 in the chat real quick. I just want to see, if we have any action takers in the building, because we all know that action takers are money makers. We know that. And we know that listen, one thing I do know is that once we were able to implement a lot of the stuff that we use from the Closed Olympics, we've actually trained staff with the Closed Olympics. We've actually trained people with the Closed Olympics content. So you definitely don't want to miss that opportunity. You don't want to miss that opportunity. And again, I'm just going to go over real quick what we get while we wait on Lex to come, because this is important. You get over 50 plus hours of 2020 and 2021 Closed Olympics live footage. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you get a step-by-step sales course, right? And on top of that, you get a free general admission to the 2023 official Closed Olympics for only $297. Listen, the original price of that is like $695. I just want you to know that early bird people who take action, right? People who take action get benefits. It's benefits associated with people who take action. But listen, I got my guy Alex in the building. Alex is in the building. Listen, I gotta highlight my guy Alex real quick. Listen, number one, my guy's from Miami, Florida. I like to call it Yammy. I love to call it Yammy. He's closed over 205 deals in 2 years, and his strengths are he builds rapport and trust fast with his signature credibility technique. Oh, that's fancy. I want to know more about this credibility technique. Alex, do you care to indulge?
Absolutely. So what I find that's been working is that build a report on like sports or anything, like you try to find a similarity, doesn't really work. I build report based on credibility. So I'm like past experience, past things that I've done. Like I always mention how many houses I bought, how I bought them. I always kind of build report based on what I'm trying to get. So I usually go through like how many houses I bought, how fast I've closed on them, what clients have said about us and things like that. So I use all the report building technique on the credibility.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, we're not going to waste a whole lot of time, man. We're going to go ahead and get to our judges here. But while we wait on our judges, what are you most excited about in this competition?
I'm excited about the whole competition itself. As a personal goal I put for myself. So just to be here, just super excited just to be a part of this, man.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, listen, we're waiting on our judges. And
yeah, Mr. Yammy in the building.
Yammy in the building.
MIAMI. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to see you put on. Like I said, I know we heard some good things about you. Now we have to see it in motion. Now we got to see it in motion time.
Let's do it. Let's do it. 1 second.
You got this. You got to make sure you, like I said, mute us out. But keep your phone and make sure you keep your audio up so we can hear you.
Okay. A moment.
Jeez. All right. Let's see how that Miami water helps them. At least. Let's see, man. I'm not... Okay. Let's see how luck of draw happens for him. Oh, he got his team out here with him. He got his team in the comments.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He's getting some shout outs. My guy Bobby, team Alexis. Let's go, Bobby Suarez.
Man. So I think that's one of the benefits of this Closed Olympics. As things are growing, you see, Bobby, you start getting your team repping for you. You got people coming in.
7028.
Let's see.
And he's running that double dial.
Nice.
Yeah.
See.
Got Mama in the house?
Oh, snap. Got Mama Dukes. Oh, I love it. Oh, now he has to put on.
Yeah, don't disappoint Mama.
You ain't coming to Thanksgiving dinner. No. I remember you see the ceiling panels in there? I remember being in timeout.
Hey, Kyle, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
Kyle, what's going on, brother? This is Alex. I'm giving you a call back. You reached out to us in regards to selling Frost Flower Drive.
Yeah.
Okay, is this property still available?
It's not available anymore now.
Okay, you've already sold it?
I was helping. I was representing the seller in the transaction.
Okay, so you're not the actual owner. You're just an agent?
Right. Yeah.
Got it.
I think I explained that to whoever I talked to. We don't do anything on the MLS. Everything we do is off market.
Okay, no problem, brother. Thank you so much. We'll be in touch.
Keeping it moving. Love it.
Smart move. Keep it pushing.
No,
I
but
got the shot clock going.
I'm just saying, y'all. My man said all he does is off-market deals. What other deals do you have? You're already on the call. What other property? Yeah, I called you about that one. Do you have anything pocket list and any other opportunities that we could talk about?
Yeah, totally. Let's try to get right to the next one. 1 second.
Hey, don't worry about us. Don't worry about listening to us over here. You do.
Turn it down. Turn it down.
Man. Don't listen to us.
Just as a matter of fact, make sure that you have us muted so that way you're not. Cause we're talking sometimes while you're dialing on the phone.
Yeah. You don't want to hear us.
So how do you
doesn't want to hear us either?
Just turn on your computer volume.
Hey, Danny, how are you? How's it going? This is Alex. Give you a call in regards to the Pittsburgh property you're selling.
Yeah, I'm not selling right now, man. That was primo. Where'd you get my name from?
Actually, you filled out a form online and you actually reached out to us.
Who are you with?
So this is actually a Cash Buyers Online.
No, I never filled out a lead with you, man. You bought my lead from somebody else.
Well, thank you so much. We'll be in touch.
Now that's the right one to do that.
I love it.
That's the right move right there.
Yeah.
And that happens sometimes, no matter what they fill out, they, buyers are liars, sellers are storytellers.
Yeah. He overcame that objection really smooth too.
Right. And didn't let it affect him.
Yep.
Just don't let them see you sweat. The second you start to stumble, you're not finding your words right away. That's where all of a sudden the seller knows they got you, and they feel.
You know what I compare
right
that to, Liam? Is you just like dogs smell fear. People smell no confidence.
Yes,
that's right, Max.
Yep.
You can walk into something, say something, has nothing to do with anything else, and people just believe it if you're confident about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's this guy I see, he's on TikTok. He just goes up to random people he sees working construction and just acts like they're foreman. He's like, you guys got Billy Bob coming in and all these different people, has him completely confused on what's going on. He doesn't know what he's saying either. Just comes in super confident. People buy it.
Yep. I seen.
He looks focused. That's what I like. Just got to get him to talk. I like the intro so far.
Yep. I like how he just gets right to it too. Yeah. And his demeanor and his tone is really on point.
Exactly. His voice is not wavery. He's just straight to the point.
On to the next one. Yep. No, I was saying though, like back in the day, for some of us rebellious types, I served my year of detentions over my years. All right. I remember the panels in there. And I remember just in detention, just counting the panels. Yep. I saw those. I thought,
man, trying to get pencils stuck in them, just chucking
them. I was gonna say that.
Yep.
Oh, now you get suspended now. All right, now you're the only one in detention.
Just gotta make sure that nobody see you do it, bro.
Yeah, no, but
teacher gets pissed.
You know it's dope, Liam, too. What you said last time, it's just about visualizing the seller call and answering the phone, ready to talk. And right when you said that, boom, can't pick up. That was like some freaky manifestation right there. I love it.
Energy, you start the call
Hey
off.
Jay, what's going on, brother? How are you?
All right.
Hey Jay, this is Alex. I'm giving you a call back. You reached out to us in regards to the property you're selling. This is over at
Yes.
Delgado Run.
Yes.
Got it. Probably caught you at the worst time.
And who are you with?
This is Alex from Cash Offer Options.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you reached out to us. You gave us some information on the property, and so my assistant just gave me your number. So now that I have some time, I just got off the phone with a few other folks. I just wanted to make sure we have about 5-10 minutes to speak about it.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So real quick, Jay, is this something you're looking to sell like after summer?
No, I'm supposed to be moving probably around like early June-ish.
Okay. So this is something you're looking to sell. What time frame, more or less?
Probably like no earlier than June, but try to be sold by July.
Got it.
Right now, I'm looking at like I've done a couple of the online quotes stuff like through Orchard and stuff where they basically guarantee the sale. So I'm trying to kind of fish around for what the kind of estimated offers are about now.
Got it. So Jay, let me ask you a question. I mean, I'm here to buy a house, but to be totally honest, like, have you considered keeping it and like renting it? I mean, I'm just looking at the information online. It looks like a really nice house.
I've considered, but I kind of want to just cash in on the equity right now.
Yeah.
Pay off some other debts.
Got it. So you wouldn't want to keep it as a rental?
Not at this time, no.
Okay. And Jay, is there anyone else that's going to be selling this with you? Just from personal experience, it's always good to have everybody that's going to sell it with you online with us.
My wife is also on the mortgage, but yeah, she's leaving out to me.
Okay, so she's on board?
Yeah.
Okay. Is she available by any chance?
Not at the moment. She's watching the kids right now.
Got it. Okay. So I've got a lot of notes. My system put down like a lot of information on it. Can you just, like, in your own words, can you tell me a little bit more about the property? Things I look for, things like the roof, like big ticket things that may be worth like mentioning. Is there anything that would stand out?
I'll say we've kept it pretty much the way it's built. Like, it was just a new build in 2019. Only things we've changed is we put in like a concrete patio in the back. It's like a 12 by 20 foot immediately out the back door. Yeah, no damages, nothing. Like, the roof is still great condition.
When you say great condition, how many years, more or less?
It's going on 4. Finished in October of 2019.
Okay, got it. And when you say finished, is that like up to date, like 2023 type standards?
Yeah, I believe so. It's got tankless water heater. All the windows, I believe they said, like, are double pane with, I think, argon.
Got
I
it.
want to say in between, so it's like good insulation as far as like regulating the temperature.
Yeah,
like central air and heat.
for sure. Where are you guys heading? What are you guys like, moving out of state, or what are you guys doing?
Yeah, going to Georgia.
Okay, got family in Georgia?
No, military.
Oh,
So
military.
Being restationed.
Definitely. Well, before anything, man, just thank you for your services. I know it's definitely something we want to make sure we highlight. I mean, not everyone joins the military, so I just definitely want to say thank you for your services, man.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a little bit about my process. You've got kind of given me a lot of information on the property. So, once we buy a house, we do move fast naturally because it's cash. We don't look for any financing, any banking, like loans or anything. So because we don't use any loans, we can, move pretty quickly. From the last 200 houses we bought last year, I would say that the main reason they've told us they've sold to us is just because we move fast. So we're not like the highest offer out of the bunch. I'm just being very direct, very honest. But we could typically move fast because it's all cash. You know what I mean? So we also cover all the expenses. There's no closing costs. There's no commissions. And we can actually tailor the offer also. What I mean by that is, aside from the money, is there anything else I can do that would make it better? Like, things are like non-monetary. What I mean by that is maybe getting you some resources for movers, other things that don't involve money. Is there anything other than cash that I can help with?
Not really, because all the moving and stuff's gonna be covered by like the military. So.
Oh, so they're covering all the moving. Got it. Who's helping you find a new place out there? Is there someone out there?
I'm still working. I'm gonna try to get on base housing.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to with the market and interest rates right now.
Tell me about it.
Planning to buy, but yeah.
Got it.
We're gonna just like rent out on base.
Definitely. So Jay, based on what I'm hearing, it kind of sounds like the reason you reached out is because you're looking to sell it faster than the traditional route. Am I understanding correctly?
Kind of like I'm looking at what the possibilities are right now. I'm kind of like just got my orders like 2 days ago, so I'm just trying to gather as much information as I can. Then there's the other. I haven't talked to them yet, but like Orchard, Open Door, Offer Pad, where they'll like post it on the market, and if it doesn't sell after a certain time, which I haven't talked to them yet, see how long it is, where they just buy it outright, but I don't know how long that is. And
yeah, so I'll tell you one main fact that I think you should know is that like the companies you just mentioned, these are like big national hedge fund companies that you're just like a number in their system. So something I focus on is I basically make this a real personal approach. So you'll have like my direct number, like this is my cell. I run the business myself. I have 12 other teammates. And so when you deal with us, you've got a more personal approach, and anything you need on the fly, like, you can call me late night, early morning. These companies have opening dates, and closing times. So I think that if we came to a number that worked for you, like, is this something you're looking to sell? Like if I gave you a number that works?
I mean, possibly, but I still want to compare it to some other ones and look at the pros and cons of doing each one.
Absolutely. What are some of the things you're looking for as far as the transaction goes?
I mean, it's mostly the equity in hand, but then also the time, like, because say if like with one of those other companies, if they're willing to cash out or have their offers like within 30 days, so if it doesn't sell in a month or so, then they'll pay it. Then I'd probably go with that because I'm willing to have that little buffer room.
So you'll probably go with that?
If they, I don't know what their time frames are, but yeah, if it's only like a month or so, I may go with that if the amount is approximately the same.
Yeah, so I'm looking through all the notes here, and I mean, I just can't find where you gave us what you're looking to get for it. And like, I'm very direct. The only way that I've been able to successfully buy houses in the past is by being very direct. Like we're just extremely transparent. So if you can just share with me around numbers, what you're looking to get for it.
Well, really the only number we know of is like on Zillow, it's saying it's about 260, but I don't know if that's reasonable, especially if, because I haven't talked to any of the other companies yet.
Here's the thing, Jay. When it comes to like looking at numbers from like Zillow and all these other companies, you've got to keep in mind like things have shifted. The market is not what it was back in COVID time. So we used to be able to sell a house over a weekend. It's not what's happening right now. You actually mentioned it earlier. The rates are through the roof. You know what I mean? So, if you're looking to get that like the highest offer possible and not like the most reliable offer, then I would suggest like choosing a really good agent and maybe waiting with like 4 to 5 months on average. It's what it's taken to sell it. It would like 4 to 5 months be a good time frame for you?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. So look,
I'll have to be paying my mortgage for
man. Look, I've done this for 12 years, and I'm very confident in being able to help you. There's two parts to this, right? We've got to come to terms, which will iron out some numbers shortly. But secondly, we want to make sure that like what your idea of the transaction, like as far as timing, is something we can fulfill. So if you had a magic wand, what was the perfect time you wanted to close and just cash out?
It'll probably be kind of like mid-June.
Mid-June? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So mid-June. And what would that look like for you? So mid-June, you close, let's say in the perfect world, we gave you a number that works. If you close on June 15, let's call it, like what type of things will you need? Would you be packed and ready to go with a vacant property, or are you looking to close towards maybe the end of June?
I'd probably be packed and ready to go before like June 10th.
June 10th. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. So on a cash offer, like, it's the most, I would say, the most reliable, fast way. And I'll be very honest. I mean, we're a business, right? So we've got to have a little bit of upside on our side too if we buy it cash. I'm sure you could understand that if I come in all cash, I've got to get a return on the money I invest. And to be clear, we're not looking for a gift. I'm not looking for you to gift the property to me, but we've got to create a win-win here. So on a cash offer, like, I mean, did you have any idea, any flexibility on a number that could work for us on cash? Because you mentioned like
not quite yet, because I just gotta see like what other companies are offering if they were to buy it out. So I know they'd be doing the same thing where they'd essentially buy it and then like sell it out on the open market to make a profit. So
yeah. So here's the thing, Jay. So we're talking about other companies, and I totally get it. I mean, if I was selling a house, like I'd probably want to talk to other companies. Here's the thing. So we're on a time constraint. If we're looking to get this done by June 10, some of the background, just what happens on my end is like once I make you an offer and it works, I've got to contact title, I've got to do a lien and title. Like all these things are just things that take the time they take, not things we can just like rush through. So if you're selling a house, I'm buying a house, we're on a call now, don't you think we should like try to see if we can make it work?
Well, I'm not going to rush into the situation because I want to at least see what the other offers are. I don't want to like rush and make a decision and then find out I could have got more or something else.
Definitely. So
I mean, like I said, I just found out 2 days ago about this.
Of course.
And so I really want to kind of weigh the options first.
Got it. It kind of sounds like you have a particular scenario in mind. Like, if you don't mind sharing with me what terms and numbers you're considering.
Well, I don't really have anything in mind because this is my first house. This is the first time I'm selling. So I don't know the process. I don't know what acceptable offers are, or like what closing costs are on a sale and everything like that.
Well, we do cover all the expenses, just to reiterate. So you wouldn't have any expenses. I cover that. And I also noticed on the notes you talked about or spoke about some electrical issues. Can you talk to me a little bit more about that?
There's 2 breakers they're failing their self-test.
Okay.
I've talked to like one electrician that lives in our neighborhood. It's like it's just replacing the breakers itself. But
okay.
So it's something I plan on getting done before that point.
Okay. Well, I just want to just touch back on something we spoke about in the beginning. And so, with us, it's one and done. I mean, you don't have to worry about the repairs. You don't have literally you can leave things behind if needed. So when we make you an offer, we're making you a net offer to where that's your take home. We cover all the expenses. There's no commissions because we're investors. There's no cost. So we do absorb that, but we would take on whatever repairs. I mean, literally we can tailor the offer to what would fit you best. So like selling the house as is, would that be something that interests you?
Possibly, but so not until I've gathered more information that I'll know whether it's worth it doing that.
Of course. So let me ask you a question, Jay. We're investors. We buy houses cash as is. So, from investor to investor, like numbers are the numbers. And I will tell you that numbers don't lie. And you've got already an idea of what the house is worth. So it's not like you're going into this blind. But keep in mind with that number you have in mind of what do you think it's worth, like you still have to pay commissions and closing costs, plus some of the repairs. Like if you didn't have to do any of that, like is there a way we could speak about a different number?
First thing, I don't know how much commissions and closing costs will be, so I don't know how much from other offers I'd end up taking home.
I'm glad you brought that up. So just, on average, with a really good agent, like an agent that does it full time, they're probably going to be somewhere between 5 and 6% on the sale.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got to account for like another 1 or 2% for closing costs. In addition to that, you've got to consider the cost of, continue to pay your mortgage up until you find a buyer. So you've got expenses on your side too, up until you get a contract. Like with us, I want to highlight that because once we give you an offer, it's cash. Like you can take that to the bank. It's done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what I was kind of referring to in the beginning is that like the highest offer with an agent is not typically the most reliable offer. Like you're pretty much putting it on the market, hoping that someone calls the agent, and they're still going to do inspections. They got to go into the house. They're going to see the repairs that are needed, and they're probably going to come back to you and kind of penny pinch here and there. We don't care about the repairs. We're going to pay your closing costs. You don't have to pay anybody a commission with us. It's we focus on just making it easy. And again, I know we're not going to be the highest offer out of the bunch, but we will be the most reliable. Like your move to the new base, like that process, I know I can make it very seamless. And just to give you an idea here, I haven't actually given you like more or less what I'm able to offer, but I just got the information back from my asset manager. As we were talking, I kind of submitted some of the numbers. And so she came back like just below 170 for it on a cash offer. That's covering all the expenses.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. I
Yeah.
still owe more than that amount.
Definitely. So that's what I thought. I mean, I was looking at the house online, and I told myself the cash offer wasn't going to work for you. So here's a great news. So we have a new program that we've just launched. It's called the Equity Protection Program. And what that does is we utilize our network and our know-how. Like we're expert negotiators. We know how to like go and navigate through the transaction. And so on the Equity Protection Program, I'll share with you more or less in round numbers where we would be. And I'll also explain to you what that process is like. So if I could give you a number that works, like, would you be okay with cashing out just a little bit later than 30 days?
Maybe, but it depends on what is this program?
Yeah, so the Equity Protection Program, what it's designed to do is to still give you the flexibility of the cash offer, right? So we're still paying closing costs, we're still paying commissions, we're still able to buy it as is, no repairs. And what we do is we tap into our network, and we've done this so out of the last 200 houses I told you we bought last year, 30% of them we did it with the Equity Protection Program, and out of that 30%, we've had a 90% success rate. So what we do is we tap into our network. We got a team of 12 guys that are constantly calling everyone that we have in our database. And so because we've been doing this for 12 years, we've got an excellent team. We're able to produce results in approximately 45 days. And just so you know, on the Equity Protection Program, I'll tell you more or less where we would be. So we'd be right shy of 215,000.
How does that program work? What does it do?
Yeah, so what we do is we basically give you a number that we guarantee, right? So the number we're delivering is your net offer. We cover all the expenses for closing. We take care of whatever commissions. And then we bring it to the open market, to our network, and also to the network of foreign investors, out-of-state investors. We have a big pool. And like I said, we're able to produce a really good result because of the knowledge that we have and the amount of people we've been able to talk to. So at 215, I take care of all the expenses. I get you cashed out in approximately 45 days, and we'll take care of all the expenses like that electrical repair. I'll send some guys to get it repaired. I'll get some good pictures, and we bring it out to the open market, and we get you a buyer right away. Does that sound like something that could possibly work for you?
Sounds more enticing, but like I said, I'm still not going to make a decision until I can gather some more information from other companies.
Got it. So it kind of sounds like the number didn't work.
Well, I don't know what the numbers are going to look like from other companies, so I really have no idea yet.
Got it. So, hey, Jay, I'll tell you something that I've learned from like all these houses we bought over the years. There's 3 things that typically stop us from moving forward. 1, it's the process. 2, it could be the price. And 3, maybe it's me. Like maybe I'm not a good fit for you. Did I say or do something to upset you?
No, it's just that like I said, it's my first time selling a house, and the way I go about like pretty much anything with when I was buying is, I usually take my time. I know I can't do it with this, so I just try to gather as much information as I can to make like the most informative decision.
Got it. So is it the price?
No, well, I mean, I don't know how much it costs from like other companies either.
Yeah. So
it's not price, it's everything. Like I'd probably try to gather more information than I would need.
Yeah.
Just so that I can, basically how people have buyer's remorse, I want to not have seller's remorse either.
Definitely. No, I totally get it.
Know without a doubt that I've gathered as much information as I can to make an informed decision.
So let me ask you, what time frame did the Army base give you to be there?
I got to be there no later than July.
So what happens if you talk to these other companies and, a couple weeks pass, none of those offers work for you, and, July comes sneaking around and you've got to be there? Like, what would you do after that? Like, if you can't sell it and you've got to go, like, what would you do?
If I can't sell it by that point, well, I plan to have a decision made before like mid-May.
Before mid-May.
Some of those companies, if they're the ones that like guarantee to buy, then I'm gonna kind of see where they're coming from. If anything, and yeah.
I'll tell you what. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Jay. And I'm a very straightforward guy, man. The only way I've been able to, be very successful is just being totally transparent. So there's another way that I could look at this as well, and just, possibly even look at it as a rental portfolio. Like, if we improve the numbers a little bit, would that be something that would work for you?
But the thing, I still don't know the numbers from other companies, so I have nothing to compare it to.
So you mentioned to me earlier today in the beginning of the call, you looked up in Zillow. What did Zillow say was worth?
Zillow said 263.
Okay. Do you think they're close to the ballpark? I wouldn't say they're 100% accurate, but I think they're somewhere within the ballpark. I don't think it's going to be a house to where it's going to differ like by 100,000 or anything like that. You know what I mean? So
I'm not expecting necessarily to get that much, because I know that's like, say, if I get a realtor and they sell it on the open market, that, ballpark maybe, but.
Well, let me ask you this.
Other companies, I expect less than that.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how much. That's why I'm trying to get the information first.
Got it. So let me ask you, do you need the proceeds of the house to go buy a new house or make this move? Like, do you absolutely need the funds, or do you have time? Like, if I gave you a price that we could pay over time with terms, like, is that something that might work for you? So basically,
I to buy a new house, but I was planning to use it to pay off some debts and reduce my monthly payments and everything.
So, yeah, because there is a way that I could possibly get you more for the house as long as we agree on some terms.
But like I said, like today, I'm probably not going to agree on anything until I've gathered more information.
Got it. Well, what I'll do is I'll stay in touch. We'll continue to touch base and we'll see what we can do. Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Man, that was amazing. That was amazing. So I saw a lot of skills being used there. I'm definitely interested in hearing from what the audience thinks about this, because me personally, I heard a lot of skills. What are some of you guys' thoughts on what you heard? Do you feel you learned something new from how he was able to kind of overcome some objections there? Because those are some of the things I kind of picked up on. I'm really, really excited to hear from our judges, but that was an excellent job on execution. He kept fighting despite all of those different things coming at him. But okay, so I'm hearing from a couple people in the audience. Okay, so they said talk about persistence, facts. Hakima, that was amazing. He was definitely persistent. He did not give up. He did not fold. I love that. Definitely gave him every option he could help him with. That is a fact. So, Michael, that is a great comment, because that's the same thing that I was able to kind of witness as well. But I want to hear from our judges. I can't wait to hear from our judges, because I want to know if, number one, if there was some different insight that maybe we didn't pick up on. Okay. I can't wait to hear from Liam on this, because I know that he's going to have his unique perspective. I know Elijah's going to have his, and Max, you know, he's probably one of my favorite negotiators in the business that I've heard from. I definitely want to hear his take on this as well. And also, you guys, you have to know that all of the people who are putting these comments in, I really, really appreciate that, because you got to understand, when you're putting these comments in, you're actually helping other people. And again, that's our motto, with the Closers Olympics. We want to help as many people as we possibly can, close as many deals as we can from different perspectives. So that's what I appreciate. And also, the people who are commenting, you're positioning yourself to be able to win a bundle. One of those dope bundles. And if you don't know what's in that bundle, I'm going to run over it real quick one more time. But you know what? I'm not going to run over it, because I want to hear from Liam. And I'm going to run over that after Liam. I promise you. Liam, what's going on, my guy?
What's going on, baby?
What's your thoughts on this, man?
I think he did really, really solid. There was a lot of stuff that he did exceptionally well. And you'll see when you bring my scorecard up, he got some pretty good points. And what I want to talk about, because I want people to be able to learn, are the areas where he could have had some improvement. One, he used a lot of filler words. Like was his filler word. And he would use that usually when he was on these monologues and he was trying to find where he was going. Well, I would say take the time to be quiet. Being quiet shows that you're confident, you're comfortable with where you're going. And people who are listening to you have a much higher tolerance for you being silent than you do for yourself. So you can allow yourself to just be quiet.
Well, we got the scorecard. We got the scorecard too.
The scorecard's up. Okay, well, you can put it up in just a second. The other thing that I think that he could have done better is when a seller gives me some information, they answer one of my questions, or maybe they go off on a tangent. What I want to do is after that, I want to touch on that and kind of live in what they said for a moment and try and get some extra information from that. What I noticed is he was really focused on trying to go to his next question. So you'd say, oh, that sounds great, and then move to the next question right away. And it just kind of feels like you're giving him a survey and going down a checklist rather than conversational. Because like if I were talking to my friend and I said something to him and he said, oh, cool, and then just talked about the next thing he wanted to talk about, I'd be like, all right, I guess. So those are the two things I think he could have done a bit better on. But otherwise, he did pretty well across the board.
Absolutely. So let's get to this score. I'm definitely excited to see where my guy ranked on Liam's scorecard. This is going to be amazing. Awesome. Okay, so we're looking like 16 points. So Liam, you mind kind of breaking down how you kind of got to these numbers here?
So the rapport, he was confident, good at talking. Where he lost points was he didn't have any variance to his tonality, and he had those filler words. For negotiations, really that was just not talking too much about price. Honestly, that one I think I bumped that to a 4, but I'm not 100% certain what the notes were on that. For the creative option, the novation was good. I think he could have pre-framed it a bit better so they understood what he was going into, so that the seller understood what it was that was being discussed. For handling objections, crushed all of those. And then for identifying pain, it was just living in that moment a little bit longer.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Liam. 16 points. He's coming out of the gates really, really strong. I'm interested to see what my guy Elijah has to add to this, man. What's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, no, my guy was on point. And that's what I love about highlighting the art of closing. You got so many different styles, different techniques. He was definitely breaking it down really strong. One big part he missed was the seller said he wants to pay off some debts. He could have dug into the pain. He could have dug in, like, what debts? Is it your wife? Is it a kid? Don't tell me our Uncle Sam's on your back. You're fighting for Uncle Sam. So I feel like he could definitely really dug into that a little bit more. But he did so much good things on this call. Go ahead, let's pull up my point scores just so I could kind of highlight some of them. Like I said, yeah, I think he built quality rapport with them. I think the negotiations he worked with was really strong. He took his shot. He threw the 170,000. He threw the equity protection, ovation, and subject to the seller finance option on the table, which I thought was strong. And identifying the pain, what happens when July comes around and you haven't sold it, what happens then? So he got 15 points for me. I think that was a really strong call.
Wow. Amazing. 15 points. 15 points. That's amazing. Well, I guess we'll get to my guy Max to see exactly who's going to be deciding the fate of my guy. Max, what's your thoughts, man?
Man, I'm not here to take away nothing from him. He has them one-liners, and he handles the objections really well. He has an arsenal. And I believe that he does really well and he crushes it. But when that timer is on you, it seems like, it's a little different vibe, right? Right. So for me, man, I think I felt like he could have built a little bit more rapport when it comes to understanding why is he wanting to sell. It took him a little while to get there, and that's why the call went there. When you build rapport and you get that trust factor, then you can get into the actual pain of why they're looking to sell, right? I felt like the negotiation was on point, the handling objection was on point, but I felt if he would have built a little bit more rapport, grabbed some pain, he could have used that pain and that rapport building to actually negotiate him at a deeper discount or even get him to trust them a little bit more. And I felt like there was a lot of more. Felt like it went to a little bit more convincing to try to get the deal on the spot. And sometimes that happens, right? Let me shoot my shot. Let me get the contract. Because I'm a guy that loves figuring out, building rapport, and then figuring out what's the motivation behind selling. So that's the only way I scored this, not the skill set or anything like that, but I scored him based on that. Yeah, for sure.
Love it. Love it. Awesome stuff. So do we have the scorecard ready to go so we can see exactly where we are? And we're going to get straight to Noah after this.
Yep.
11. Okay. Well,
yeah.
Well, it was 11 points, you guys. That's where we are. Max, listen, I have a ton of respect for Max and his opinion. I hope you guys paid attention to his breakdown and analysis. But we're not going to waste any more time. Listen, I want to get to my guy, Noah, because we want to see some closing, right? Obviously, everybody is here to hear from their favorite closers. Okay, but before we get to Noah, let me go ahead and get Alex up because I want to get a breakdown as to why he feels he got the score and was it anything that he felt like he could have done better or anything like that. Alex, you mind kind of breaking that down? Where we at?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I definitely feel that I could have dug a little bit deeper on that pain and used the depth and all that. Definitely, I felt I did go into this trying to get the sale. I did push him away a little bit in the beginning just to see if he would keep it as a rental and things like that. So that kind of made him feel that, you know what, maybe he's just going to, tell me to keep it or rent it. So I didn't seem so hungry in the beginning, but I did see the timing. That did affect me a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
Absolutely.
But, handling objections, I felt like they're good. I got a day for more pain. So definitely, I take the all the feedback and definitely will implement it.
Love it. Well, it was definitely one of my favorites, man, because you definitely stayed in the fight, man. And I really appreciate how you were able to kind of handle those objections, man. That was amazing. But shout out to you. Listen, we ain't gonna waste a lot of time though, man. We got to get to my guy Noah, man. I got to see if my guy Noah, listen, Noah has actually been at this event before. Okay. So that's number one. So I want to highlight Noah real quick. Listen, he's from Ohio. He owns his own title company, and he's the only Black-owned title company in his market in Ohio. So I don't know how he pulled that off, but he made that happen. So Noah, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I'm excited. Be back again. And,
you back again.
Get to, as Drake said, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, listen, we're going to get the judges up. We're going to get the judges up. We ain't going to waste a lot of time. I'm ready to hear you close. And let's get this shot clock popping.
Let's go, Noah.
Let's go.
We see you, sir.
All good. All right, we're all good.
Straight to it. Let's go.
See that?
Please leave your message.
No, shorty, you gotta answer. You cannot run away.
Yo,
Here we go. He's calling it out. He's calling it out.
He's already, and his whole setup is different this year. My man has a baby.
Professional.
He's on point now. See what happens when 1 year on this closed Olympics, life starts changing, man. My man's got the official mic set up
on the rip. Yeah.
Man, I got to get a background set up. I'm getting envious looking at that.
Yeah. Your stuff is coming.
Beige wall.
Abstract. Right.
Please leave your message.
Don't do me like that.
Yeah, Noah is definitely a bona fide closer. I've heard him several different times before he got to the closed Olympics, and he scored pretty high on the closed Olympics with you guys, Max, and all of us on last year. So
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
He's one of the favorite to win this one. So let's see what he does.
Let's go.
I remember watching him last year. Dude is super personable. The seller is always his best friend.
Yep.
Let's see.
I think that's what I want to see some more for all of our contestants, is just being able to break that barrier of being on the phone with somebody to having a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
Getting friendly with them. Having a conversation.
Yeah, that's what I...
Please leave your...
Yeah, that's what I was saying about with Alex, right? I want to see him. He did great, man. Like that guy, he's got lines, he's got bars, overcame a lot of objections, but I like to see that rapport building just a little bit more, conversations. Get the sellers to talk a lot more. When they talk a lot more, they feel more comfortable with you. The guard starts to go down.
80-20 rule.
Yeah, exactly.
Be doing 20% of the talking.
Active listening, 80-20 rule.
But the way that I describe what you're talking about with the tonality, who wants to listen to a one-note song? If you listen to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, if it's one note all the way through, the kids are going to get bored. You got to add the ups and downs and the fast and the slow. Adding that to your conversation makes you super adaptable.
The pitch inflection. Yep. That pitch inflection. Yeah, I love that.
If you want a masterclass on pitch inflection, just go watch some Matthew McConaughey movies.
He's a
or you can watch the closers, like, man, what's up?
That's what I'm talking about.
Max, you've been getting some comments about your haircut, man. You're looking pretty cleaned up today.
What's going on?
He's freshed up. See,
please leave your message.
Come on.
Closer Olympics changed me, man. The closer Olympics changed me.
Happened last time.
Let's see.
It's all a part of the game.
Yeah.
Please leave your message.
All a part of the game.
See, he says,
I love that he's doing that. You know what?
I don't do not
you know how
disturb.
we say we're our worst critics? He's being his best cheerleader right now. You gotta do that. You gotta do that. Nobody's coming.
You heard my man hitting a scripture. No weapons formed against me.
This is Brian.
Hey, what's going on, Brian?
Oh.
Nothing about to eat dinner. What you need?
Oh, no, I feel it. This is Noah. My assistant called you not too long ago about the house on Heidi Lee Lane. Yeah, I was just seeing if you were still looking to sell it. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, yeah. Now she did write a couple notes for me here, and actually, before we even get started, I just want to make sure: are there any other decision makers? Because I just don't want to step on anybody's toes, wife, spouse, children, or anything like that.
No, it's me and my brother's home.
Oh,
Talk about.
you and your brother's home.
Yeah.
Got you. Is he there now that we can talk to him? I just don't want to
Yeah,
disrespect
I'm not
him.
really in a position to talk right now. Like I said, I'm getting ready to eat dinner. You're gonna have to call me back.
Okay, what time is best for you? What you about to eat?
I don't know what he's cooking yet, so I can't answer that question.
Later,
like around 8 o'clock, I guess.
Around 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Okay.
what time's it now? 6? Yeah, give me a couple hours.
Got about a couple hours. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, no problem. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon, brother. See ya.
Man, like I said, exactly what you just talked about, Max. Like Noah builds real quick, instant connection, instant relationship. It doesn't feel like he's just some regular salesperson talking to you. He feels like he's connecting with you.
Yeah.
He can bring out that hearty laugh at any point during the conversation, and it gets everybody smiling. I saw Max backstage, Elijah, myself. We're like, look at the okay.
It's genuine too. It's not gimmicky. You know what I mean? Like it's genuine.
Yes. Yep.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
Kendall in the comment section said, "Nah, the food cooking. You got time."
Right.
Oh man, that's
and
funny.
food's cooking. Send me
Oh,
a
the
plate.
food's not ready yet. You let me know when the food's ready. Let's talk.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
Doing well. This is Noah. My assistant called you not too long ago about the house on Ethel Ave.
Who was your assistant?
My assistant, her name is Janice. She was just called you about the house on Ethel Ave. Just wanted to see if you were still looking to sell it. That's all.
Yeah, I am. I just don't recall your assistant. That's all.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I know you probably get a lot of calls, so I know I do.
Yeah, man.
I know I do. But yeah, if you're still looking to sell it now, I have a couple notes here. And actually, I'm sorry, before we get anything started, are there any other decision makers? Because I don't want to step on anybody's toes, spouses, or anything like that. Okay.
I mean, you gotta run stuff by the wife.
I was about to say, if I don't run stuff by my wife, man, I'm in the doghouse. Right. No, I got it. Is she around to talk? 'Cause I don't want to disrespect her.
No, I mean, I just need to run it by her.
Got you.
And she gonna say yay or nay. She don't want to be a part of the conversation. She just want to make a decision.
Just make a decision. Sounds like my wife. It sounds like my wife. All the houses that I've got outside of the company, she's just like, hey, I just want to make the decision. Yes or no. I don't want to talk.
Right. She like, if you talking to him, what you need me for?
Exactly. So if we are able to come to an agreement, is it something that you might want to get the process started on today?
So I wouldn't be able to. I mean, yes, the process.
Yeah.
I mean, if the numbers are right, yes, but there. I got my nephew living in there because I'm in between states, which is kind of why I'm moving anywhere while I'm selling the house.
Got you. Were you looking to move?
I have a house already in Nashville.
Oh, okay. Love Nashville.
Yeah, man. Is this an Ohio number?
Yeah, don't beat me up now. I know you up there.
No, what part of Ohio?
Out in Cleveland.
Okay, my girl is actually from Cleveland. That's
really?
What I was looking. I actually thought, I was like, is this TJ calling me?
Got you.
But she's from Cleveland.
Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah, I just moved up here about 5 years ago. My wife is from Cleveland though, so
okay.
That's probably why my wife and your wife are the same. Don't talk to us. Just yep. That Cleveland spirit. But yeah, you said your nephew's still living in there right now?
Yeah, they have a lease until the end of next month.
Got you.
And I told them I'm looking to sell it, so they're aware of everything. So just giving them a minute to get out.
Got you. Well, let me just go over the notes that she gave me, my assistant. If it's wrong, let me know. So she said that it's a single family house. The roof needs replacement. Just needs some landscaping, paint outside. That's really about all she told me.
Yeah, they are actually over at the house doing some landscaping now.
Okay.
Only because something had happened with some bushes that got pulled up and it kind of messed up the back driveway. So
Got you.
ended up doing some landscaping. That's what it was.
Got
I didn't
you.
even take them down. But yeah, so they're over there doing some, not understanding that those bushes served as water retention.
Got you.
So they're redoing that now.
Got
but
you.
yeah, so it's a 3-bedroom,
2 bath.
1.5 bath,
Okay.
1.5.
Okay. That's why I always ask. You never
7
know.
or 8 total rooms.
Mhm.
8, 7, 8. Sunroom off the living room.
Sunroom off the living room. Okay.
Or sunroom, den, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then there's a 3-season porch off the kitchen.
Mhm.
1-stall garage with additional parking space.
Okay.
So there's a garage, then there's a concrete slab where you can get another car.
Okay. Okay.
And if you want it, you can add another slab for an additional car.
Got you. Got you. Any
I just used it for gardening.
any updates or anything like that in the last maybe couple years or anything?
Not the last couple, but in the last 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
So there was linoleum flooring in there forever, but I put tile down.
Gotcha.
In the kitchen and bathrooms.
Gotcha.
The rest of the house is hardwood floors.
Okay. Got you. Rest of the house is hardwood floors. And I'm assuming since it was or is a rental right now, it's not like granite countertops or stainless steel appliances in there, right?
Nah.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I lived in the house.
Oh, did you?
I
Okay.
mean, technically, I still live there. It's just my work took me all over the place, so I didn't have as much.
Man.
When I first bought the house, I was going in because it was the bachelor crib. But then I ended up, moving to Baton Rouge and living in between states there. And I was like, you know what?
What do you do?
I work in education.
Oh, okay. I used to be a teacher. I wasn't traveling like you, so you must have been, you must be up there. But
so I served as assistant superintendent
for
Baton Rouge.
Jesus.
And because of my position, I was allowed, you could build in your contract. Because a lot of work took place on the weekends.
Yeah.
I would say, hey, Thursday through Tuesday, I'm out. And every other week, so I would go home every other week.
Oh, you had it made. I wish.
Yeah.
I wish.
Hey, man, you don't know it because I thought they was gonna look at me like I was crazy. You don't know until you ask.
Yeah. Hey, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
And on this one, how much? Because on here she didn't tell me how much you were looking for. How much were you looking for this one? Like net in your pocket?
Man, you know what? Truthfully, I ain't even done the comps. I mean,
as
much as possible, but
nah.
I ain't done the comps to see what they are in the neighborhood yet.
No, that's fine. And first of all, the fact that you even know comps, that's 100. That's 100 times better than most of the phone calls that I do talk. So, because some people they're like, oh, I want $1 million, and I'm like, especially in Cleveland.
Right.
$50,000. It's what houses are selling for. So, but yeah, that's not a problem. I'll at least let you know what the comps are looking like, and at least let you know what we can do on our end, right? And I'll give you a couple of options. Whether you go with us, you go with somebody else, or I'll point you in the right direction. However, it helps you and the family, and especially the wife. Gotta look out for her, especially the wife. If it works out, whichever of those options, I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do it. But yeah. And I know you said you were, going between states here. But what else have you even thinking about selling this one? Because it sounds like a good rental.
Just not living there. I don't want to necessarily be a landlord from several states away.
Yeah.
That's just, not without the right support systems and whatnot. Something go wrong, I got to call 1 million people to go, check on it and whatnot. So
tell me about
just
it.
like plus I want to use the money to, I do want to get some property here, and actually, wifey wants to get something in Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah, because all her people from Cleveland.
Got you.
From Cleveland, as they get older, they want to return to their roots and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. See, my wife and I, we were in Youngstown at first. Now we moved to Cleveland, in the same city that she used to live in when she was a child. So going back to the roots,
right.
Definitely want to, man. And I'll say this too, especially if y'all looking for something in Cleveland. Well, first, is there a mortgage still on this one?
Yeah, but it's a small payoff.
Okay, got you.
It's not a lot. It's probably 60.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, that's not bad. The reason I say that is because what we can do, I'll speak it into existence. Once we are able to help you sell it, whichever way, once we are able to help you sell it, we'll get you some properties in Cleveland. And at least now me, I can help you out, Yeah. Or whenever if y'all come back, you got my number, let's have some dinner, something like that. And
I ain't moving, but I'm coming to visit.
Yeah. Nah, don't move. Don't. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Go to the warmer weather. Weather.
Guess I ended up here. We're trying to deal with Michigan's weather.
No, I definitely understand. Well, yeah, and I mean, have you thought about listing it on the market, maybe, or?
I had it last year.
Yeah.
It was on the market. And the lady trying to go through a friend of a friend.
Depends on
this is
repairs.
why I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna chill for a minute. Actual real estate agent just done some of the most craziest stuff you can think of not to list the house, even though she had the listing.
What?
Got all kind of phone calls about her not being available. It was just a horrible experience, to the tone that
Jesus,
she missed a cash offer of $270.
Cool. Wow. And that was last year?
That was hot.
Yeah, I bet. Jesus. Yeah. That would definitely be tough. I mean, I'd be mad too. And speaking of that too, I know the electrical, I just want to make sure so that way I can give it to our finance department and the condition and everything like that. The electrical plumbing, when was the last time that was updated?
All that was updated maybe 6-7 years ago.
6 or 7 years ago.
Old pipes taken out and had the pretty copper stuff put in and all of that stuff.
Okay. Pretty copper pipes and everything like that. Got you. And then you already said no granite countertops or stainless steel like that in the kitchen.
Nah,
bathrooms updated at all?
Yeah. The full bathroom is. The half bathroom is kind of standard white toilet, white sink.
Okay. Got you. And you updated that. The other bathroom, what? How long ago was that?
5-6 years ago.
5-6 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Okay. And then even if we were to buy this from you, your nephews that are in there, I know you said they're supposed to move them out at the end of the month. Are they okay with it? Because I don't want to do something and everybody's not on board.
Man, they ain't got no choice. I let them on there. Let them be on there. They ain't got no choice. Get your crap.
And go ahead and get out. I got to get this money moved.
I told him at worst I help you get something, but I got to get up out of this one.
Got you. Well, yeah. Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to the finance department. It's not gonna take long. I'm gonna go back to them. I'm gonna see what they're talking about. I'm gonna fight for you here. But if we were to do something, like if we were good to go ahead, you know, the condition and everything that you said, as far as the roof that needs a little bit of repair, the kitchen hasn't been done in a couple years, everything like that. If we're able to get this closed out, let's say, well, how soon would you want it to get closed out? Do you want 30 days or less, or?
I mean, hey, we're gonna turn down money.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if we are able to get it done quick, and help your nephews out, even if we help them find some other place or anything like that, help you and your wife possibly find some houses out here in Cleveland. Maybe.
If we was looking at, actually, I was reading this article,
Mhm.
and it's something I talked with one of the superintendents about just to see if it was real.
Yeah.
How they have all these schools that are closing down,
Oh yeah.
and
Big
what the
time.
potential is of getting one of those schools and converting them into something.
That is
Now, clearly,
that is possible.
the sale of this house will not be that expensive,
But it's an idea. It's an idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you never know. You never know until you try.
Yep.
You got to seek out the opportunity you want.
Yep. And I mean, if we were able to do something like that, just a ballpark, where would you want to be net in your pocket, so that way I can go fight for you to the finance department?
Man, I have no idea. I mean, I want to base it on a comp.
Okay.
So that I'm being realistic.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying, hey, because you look at Redfin and this is 285 to 312.
Yeah.
Not understanding that that's a damn algorithm.
Yep.
And that's not real.
Yep.
You are predicated on something that's real, tangible.
Yep. Exactly. And that's the one thing I've said. So I know with Zillow, and I've told a lot of people this, Zillow, I think Open Door, this just happened to them. They crashed too. All those iBuyers, Redfin, like you were saying, they've laid off hundreds of thousands or thousands of people because they said, oh yeah, we're going to buy it at this price. And they bought these houses and they found out quickly that their estimate or what they thought wasn't right. And that's why they had to lay off thousands of people. So I feel you on that one. And I agree on that one. Let me do this then. Let me go back to them. I'm going to see what they're saying as far as the comps. I see a couple on my end. Let me go back to them, see what they're saying. I'll come back. We'll talk about it. And then, so what?
Comps, I would imagine
Mm-hmm.
is probably somewhere between 225 and 250, maybe 260.
225 and 260.
Comparably speaking.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I think. But you may know something different than I know.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. That's why I'm just here to fight for you, right? They're the people that approve the number or deny the number. I'm just here to fight for you, and let you know what the numbers are, and it'll just be you and I against the finance department. They get mad at me sometimes, but it is what it is. They'll be all right. They will be all right.
Okay. Well, yeah, just let me know.
Okay, hold on real quick. I'm gonna just go right back to them. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Let me see. I see one. This all the way done up though. Like, okay, so for 342 of this month. Boom. So if it's over for 342,000 of this month, it's a street above. 1.70. Boom. Minus repairs, you're probably looking at about 30,000 in repairs. And we got to make something off of that. Okay. All right. Cool. I got you. How much more time we got? Okay. Hey, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Got you. So this is what they're telling me. I don't know if you saw this one. This one is on Beam Street. It's about a couple streets up. 3-bed, 2-bath, similar square footage as well. That one, it is all fixed up. It does have granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, shaker white cabinets. I'm looking at the appliances now. hot water tank and furnace, 2 years. 2 years old. And the other one is brand new. And this actually sold on the market for, and this is all fixed up, sold for $342,000, and that's what they're saying. Again, all fixed up, all the way fixed up, and they got a nice backyard too. So what they're telling me, and kind of just to bring you in our world a little bit. So what would happen? Let's just say that we were able to get it, $342,000 off of it, right? Or sell it for $342,000 after we fix it up. So for us, and again, we cover closing costs. There's no commissions. Everything that we say will be net in your pocket. So if we were to do it at, we sell at $342, we've got closing costs once we do sell it, which brings us down to $318. Then we've got closing costs, realtor fees off of that. Then we've got to put, at least from what you're saying, as far as, some roof work, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances in the kitchen, update the bathroom just a little bit, and some paint and everything like that. It's probably, I know my guys out there, probably about $20,000 to $30,000 worth of work on that one.
Heck, not that much.
Well, normally, if I were to do it myself, it would probably be about 10 to 15. But
no, I had some estimates done for the roof. It was like 5.
Yeah.
5 and 7.
Yep, between 5 and 7 for the roof, and then for the granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, shaker white cabinets. That's the kitchen is really where it get a lot more pricier, just because of the kitchen. At least that's what they're saying. That's what the finance department's telling me. That's just what they're saying. So if we do that, minus the 30,000, or actually, so it's 342. Boom. My calculator's not doesn't want to work, Obi. Okay, cool. So after all realtor fees, commission, and us, let's say on the lower side, let's say 25,000 worth of work, right? 214. That's where we're at right now before we, make anything at all. So even if we were, make a couple, what they're telling me is that we would have to be at around, 160 to 170.
Heck,
I got you. Well, what number can I go back to them? Because I understand that 160, 170 won't work, right? What number can I go back to them that you're like, hey, my wife will probably go on this. We can get this done quick and help out. What number can I go back to them at?
Let me look at something real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
You're gonna make me look at this stuff. I was trying not to look at it, man.
Yeah, if you got some numbers too, I can go back to them. I'll fight for you.
It ain't hard to do.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
So the perk about that house is, and the whole reason why I bought it, because I knew the resale value.
Yeah.
Would be, it would maintain, and plus it would sell fast in the right market.
For sure. And last year, like you said, that was the right market. I don't know why that realtor did that to you, because Jesus.
Man, she didn't love me, clearly.
She didn't love you at all. At all.
So if I am looking at my computer want to act slow.
Yeah,
I would. Without seeing anything, it would probably need to be around that at least that 220, 225 range, just because I get those calls all day.
Got you. 220, 225.
In fact, I got a call yesterday, 2 phone calls yesterday, and the cat was, I give you, I think it was 220 cash. No, he didn't say cash. He said 220.
Gotcha.
And the other one was 218, and then some guy was trying to take over the mortgage.
Gotcha.
Creative financing.
Yeah.
Politely asked him never to call me again.
So you don't even want to do creative finance at all, huh?
I mean, not that, because it don't make sense.
For sure.
I
For
think
sure.
that, when people think you're in a position not to maintain the house or that you some type of desperate situation, they come out. But nah, I'm not in that type of position. So I'm like,
I got you.
I don't need that.
Yeah. And I'll say this too. As far as other people, number one, I always tell everybody, we do non-refundable earnest money deposit. Whatever number that we come up with, we do a non-refundable earnest money deposit. The reason I say that is because there are some people out here, they're trying to do, just take the contract, hold it for 30 days and trying to find a buyer, right? That's what they try to do. And it's happened to me before. It's happened to other people before as well. And I just don't want you to be in that situation, right? So, I always say, my mom always taught me, put your money where your mouth is. So that's why we do non-refundable earnest money deposit, because some of them will say, oh yeah, I'll give you $220 cash, but then they'll put an earnest money deposit thinking that it's real. But as soon as they back out because they couldn't find somebody or they couldn't do this or they couldn't, come up with the financing, then they're like, oh, well, I'm taking my earnest money back. So that's the only thing with those $220 cash and, $225 cash. They probably weren't serious buyers if they said that they were going to do that without any earnest money.
I tell them all I'm entertaining, but whatever I do, it would be a non-refundable anyway. I'm a paperwork guy. So.
No, you're superintendent, so I know. I know.
So, yeah. As I'm looking at this, I'm looking around the neighborhood specifically, and I'm seeing that 225, 260, 235,
I see a 225, but that one's this one was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath.
That house is actually across right up the street. So if I'm looking, where's my computer doing this now?
And then I see another 225. That's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but that one was fixed up and that was sold back in March.
I'm just looking at those houses right that I can walk to from that particular house.
Perfect. Same here.
So I'm just looking at
230. I do see one though. It was a street above. It was 175, and this one's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Looks a little outdated, but that's at 175.
That was a dope spot.
And then I see another one, 4-bed, 2-bath, similar square footage. Again, that's 100,000 is what that one is.
Where are you saying these? I would have bought those.
No, this one is on Sherman Street. The other one, it's a little bit further down. This is on Warden Street. But
that's not the same neighborhood.
No, I got you. But let me ask you this. If we could do something where, let's just say, because honestly, I don't like doing this with a lot of people, but I feel like I can trust you. What I can do is show this to a couple of my other people that I do know that will close on it. And I know that they would probably be for us to do that, probably be at maybe around 200,000, and that would be net in your pocket. Is that something that you might want to do? And I help you out that way?
That 200 is I'm looking at that 225 as a baseline.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I definitely understand. Well, I know if you're looking at that 225, then you might want to list it. But again, I can help you out with listing it as well. If you want that 225, I can do that for you.
Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm actually going through, I'm going to just go through and get the minor stuff out the way to increase the value of it anyway.
Gotcha.
Because it's minor stuff. I say the roof is old. There's no water damage or anything like that, but I understand where that comes into play at. And, just curb appeal and things of that nature.
For sure.
Paint, shutters and all of that stuff. So.
For sure.
I can put 5 into it and turn that 5 into 15, 20 of that.
Yeah, and that might be the option for you.
Why not?
That might be the option for
I
you.
mean, hey, if you got people that might take.
Well, boy, that shot clock will get you. You know, this has always been my thing, and I say this all the time, right? They say it's a thin line between rapport and the friend zone. And some people are able to strike that smooth balance of rapport and close. And some people, you get the rapport and you're my buddy and I'm not closing with you. Listen, I always love to hear Noah on calls, because if you just listen to the call, the rapport was magnetic, and he's consistently been able to do that. Like every single time. So it's just amazing to see. Listen, the judges are scoring right now, and I want you guys to pay attention to something real quick. Number one, because I know we're getting ready to bring Liam up, I got to highlight something. And all of these leads that you guys have been listening to, it's a secret to that. It's a big, big secret to that. And I hope you guys are in on this secret. And the secret is those great leads are coming from Liam and his team with iSpeedToLead. And, you know, all of the leads, all of these premium leads that not just to close the Olympics, but other people are taking advantage of these leads as well. So listen, you definitely want to go to iSpeedToLead and check it out. I want to get Liam, if I can sneak him in to talk a little bit about it before we get to this scorecard. Are you able to do that, Liam? You're on mute. Fresh off of the mute.
Oh, the second time I've done that.
It's all good.
Got it though. Thank you for reminding me. What I want to say is, if you look down there, we're doing a coupon just for you guys. It's going to be good for another 63 minutes. It's going to be good till 6:30 Central Time. Olympic 200. You get $200. It's a one-time use. You just get $200 off of any lead, and we don't do coupons that big ever. So you guys should take advantage of that and get some leads in your pipeline. But for the system, the platform, it's super simple. We've already done the legwork of generating the leads through paid ad campaigns. Then we have our team go and verify them, vet them, have conversations, meet with them, understand what their goals, needs, wants, desires are, and then we release them for you guys to come and pick through and choose what you want. That's really what the benefit is. You get to cherry pick what you want, what you don't want, and you only buy what you want. That way you're going to have the highest likelihood of getting a deal closed. And let's say you buy a lead, and like earlier, we had somebody that picked up the phone, they said, I already sold it, or I'm listed on the MLS. Things happen. Mistakes are made. We have a refund policy in place. So you can go and submit those for a refund, get your money back, roll it right back into getting more leads feeding your pipeline. That's it. Super simple.
Wow. That's like a cheat code. Like does it get like, you got a refund policy? Come on, bro.
It's insurance.
Wow. That's amazing. I love that. I may be calling you up. So expect my call. I don't even need the discount. I like the offer. Thank you for that. Liam, what was your thoughts on this call?
Oh, beautiful. Fantastic. I think what we were talking about right as the call started was having that really dynamic tonality. He had it. Everything. You could tell from the first 5 seconds of his open, he was having that seller intrigued and ready to listen and talk. It wasn't just another sales pitch. It wasn't just another person on the phone calling about the same old house. He came in, was different. And the one thing I really want to note was when it's so genuine. You'll know when Noah's laughing, it comes through. You could see on the background, everybody back here are smiling along with him because it just seems so genuine, and that is infectious. The only thing that I really wish I would have, he would have gotten to earlier was getting that creative option out the door. I think that he was segueing into an ovation, and he could have built on that because I've seen him do his creative offers before, and I know they're excellent. He just didn't get moved into it fast enough, and there were a few opportunities to do it. So that's where he really lost points, other than just getting a verbal agreement signed or a signed contract. But otherwise, that was a masterclass. You guys should play that back over and over again, and especially focus in on those intros. How he's talking to them, the way he's carrying himself, his body language, his facial expressions, all of it was on point.
Wow. That's amazing. That is the highest score that we've seen so far. And I got to agree, my opinion don't matter, but I still got to agree. You know what I mean? Elijah, Where's Elijah at, man? I got to see what Elijah thinks about that call.
Yes. And once again, special shout out to iSpeedToLead for providing these premium leads. It's making it easy. It's making it possible so we can close these deals. I really liked his rapport, how he got into it, how you could just tell. And I remember before he even got on the call, he hit him with the scripture, like, no weapons formed against me shall prosper. So when your calls ain't going, hit him with the scripture. So my man know he was just able to do it. You got direct connection. I feel like that laughter, if you have a good laugh, man, it could really match a mirror and diffuse situation when you're able to utilize your laugh. So I think that was really strong. He did. I feel like one part he missed. He did really good with rapport. Did really good with negotiations. I felt like he could have poked the pain a little bit more when he talked about his nephew living there. I feel like that was wide open for him. He could have really dug into that and got more points on poking the pain. And I really feel like he missed the piece. He could have challenged him on the pricing a little bit more, on handling some of the negotiations. I feel like that was something he missed. But, I mean, overall, I think he did a really good call. And like I said, I feel like if you could go back and watch this call, you're going to see some of the how he transitioned from connection to laughing with them, connecting with them, and then let me go and fight for you. And he finally got a number out of them. It was a really solid call for sure.
Wow. Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Elijah. Max, it is on you, man. You will be the maker or the breaker. What's going on, man? I think we got you muted. Let's get him unmuted.
No pressure, right?
None whatsoever.
Man, weren't you impressed with Noah? I gotta say, man, I was impressed with Noah, brother. Because he competed in the 2021 Closer Olympics, and I got to give him kudos for that. Just got to give him his flowers because very impressed. However, this is a competition, so let's get back to business. So his report building was out the roof. I gave him a 5 for that, just because I felt like he hit it right. Like, he had everything going for him. Now, rapport is not the only thing. We got to transition that to be able to move the sell. I think he did really well with negotiations, right? Going back and forth, putting them on hold, coming back. This is what my team has said. I'm here to fight for you. Handle objections well overall. I wish he would have hit a little bit more on pain. Motivation, you can always come back and use the motivation to get that price, reduced, or the negotiations. But I gotta say, man, very impressed, and man, keep it going, Noah. Give you a lot of props, bro.
Well, you heard it. You heard it right there. Max is an expert in the space. Listen, where else can you get this high level of entertainment and education at the same time? Shout out.
Nowhere.
To the Closers Olympics. This is amazing. Listen, real quick, we got the closers reactions, but I really want to let you guys in on something else. Okay, this is important. We have uprankpro.com. Uprankpro.com. We're going to show you guys a little small video. But before we do that, I wanted to let you guys know what this best kept secret in the game is all about. See, a lot of us, we come to these things, and I like coming to these things because we get a chance to see what other people are using, what other people's strategic advantage is, right? And what other people are doing, right, that they don't talk about because it's no water cooler. We're all nationwide, right? And so Uprank Pro is, listen, if you're getting emails, ads, or SMS messages from the Closers Olympics, it's all thanks to their team, right? Michael Wash with Uprank Pro is making that happen. Okay. And we're not only working with him because he is working with some of the top leaders in this particular space. So I'm not going to say anything else. I want to let you guys see it for yourselves, because here's the deal. You come to events like this to find out, how can I get a strategic advantage? How can I get a strategic advantage? Okay. So here's the deal. We got Elijah. I think Elijah, I want to bring Elijah on real quick because
Sure.
Can you kind of fill people in on why they need to be taking advantage of these kind of strategic advantages?
Yeah, Michael Walsh and his whole team, when it comes to email sequence, and when it comes to marketing outlets, creating your website, the website you see with Close Olympics was powered by the Michael Walsh team over there at Uplink. And then in addition to that, the SMS techniques out there that he's able to set out sequences to help you or rank SEO side of things. He makes things easy. He works with Carlos Reyes, some of the top players in the game. He just did a whole event with Pace Morby and the team. And so we trust him. He's helped us with both years with the Closer Olympics. He's helping us this year. He's just not only is he knowledgeable, not only is he capable, but he's constantly learning on what the new technology is, how to utilize high level. And I think this is, if you're a person who are, looking to automate your sequence marketing, if you're a person who's looking to really put yourself out there in a bigger way, I highly recommend hit up Uprank Pro. He'll get you guys right. Michael Walsh is the truth. Again,
we're talking about strategic advantages here, you guys. That's what we're talking about. And so thank you so much for that. And we're still going to play that video, by the way. We're still going to play that video, but I just wanted Elijah to come in, right, and just kind of share some of that firsthand, because that's important too. Okay. That firsthand is important too. But here's the deal. I want to get into our next guy. Okay. We got Richard. Okay. Got Richard coming up, and I'm excited. I'm excited to hear another closer. Here's the deal. He's from Prince George, VA. Okay. He's closed 10 plus deals. Right. So he's not like,
hang on. But before we get to him, we got to debrief Noah. I want to hear his thoughts on what's going on.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the scoring for sure. I'm a competitor. So like at the end of the day, I'm still going to be, if I don't do my best, and I'm going to be mad. And I agree with that. All the judges are saying, honestly, it's that, like Byron, like you said, it's a thin line. And something I got dinged on last year was because of the not asking the tough questions. And then coming back this year, I just wanted to change that a little bit more. But I appreciate it. And like all the judges were saying, like it's that fine line, and you gotta press down on it. So yeah, and that's it. Glory to God, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Sorry about that, man. I had almost missed your little. But you're feeling pretty good though.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome stuff. Man, thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. Listen, I'm ready to get to my guy Richard. I like the closing part. I ain't gonna lie, I like the closing part. 10 plus deals. So you're not like some extraordinary closer. You just 10 plus deals, right? Very personable, persistent, right? And good at mirroring. So I want to see what this looks like. So Richard, how you feeling? Man?
Hey man, I feel good. Grateful for the opportunity. Blessing. Well, first, shout out to everybody who went before me. Noah, that was awesome. Glad I got to see that. So, again, just happy to be here. Appreciate the opportunity, and looking to grow and make it happen.
Cool deal. Well, that'll work. Well, we're gonna go ahead and bring the judges on and get this clock started.
Let's go, Richard.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Right. Let's go, Rich.
Let's get it, baby.
mute us.
I'm
all right.
You don't want to be here. You don't want to be here, Elijah. Elijah's gonna be like, throw it at the buzzer.
For 3. No, this is good, man. Oh, I just really love seeing all the different styles, different techniques. I'm really glad to see
it's been good today, man.
10 deals he's only closed, and he's put himself out. I love it.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Elijah, I've got a question. Do you think that you would rather go first or go last?
Hey, Jessica,
Get back to me later.
Oh, hi, Richard. How you doing? I'm Richard with a cash offer option. I saw that you entered your house here on the East Terry Ave on my website. Is that a house that you were looking to sell?
Yes, eventually.
Eventually?
That's the plan. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm going through some of my notes here. Before I really jump into that, did you have an asking price, a price that you're hoping to get out of it?
My friend is a realtor, and she said $399.9 is what we plan to start out with.
$399,000.
Yep.
Gotcha. So, are you looking to list with a realtor?
No, myself
though, and put it with all the MLSs, and then she was going to do the paperwork for why I don't have to pay any realtors.
I'll tell you what, I mean, that sounds like a blessing. I have a couple friends of mine who are actually realtors, and my wife and I were actually selling a house right now with a realtor, and they cut back on their commission. So it seems like putting on the MLS and getting cut out of commission is probably going to be your best option then, huh?
Yeah, we've only lived here 3 years, and we put about 60 grand into the house, put new furnace, air, heat pump, mini barn out back. We just now put more white rock and remulching all the flower beds, touching up paint, things like that. My mother-in-law passed away, and we're taking her house. So,
man, I'm sorry to hear that. And you said you're taking your mother-in-law's house. Are you guys keeping that as well and fixing that up? Same plan with this one?
No, we're just moving into it and selling this one.
Gotcha. Well, it sounds like in this situation, I mean, you've been only living in it a couple of years, so I'm assuming you don't have a crazy amount of equity unless you guys put a little bit of sweat equity into it. Is this a house that you guys? Pardon?
The house is paid off.
The house is completely paid off?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, have you guys ever thought about trying to get as much as possible from it? I mean, are you guys truly just looking to cash out of it right now? Because I mean, even if you do sell, I mean, you might have a friend that is a realtor, which is great, right? So you get a cut out of those commissions, but there's still going to be closing costs, probably still going to be capital gains unless you guys just roll that into something else. I mean, have you thought about, kind of just, taking some fruit off of the tree and holding it for a while?
I don't know. My husband has his own business, so he probably has a way around the tax problem. So,
Gotcha.
we'll probably just get out from underneath that.
Gotcha. So it's not something to where I say, hey, I'm able to give you, closer around that price that you're looking for, right? You don't have to pay any, closing costs. I pay the closing costs. You don't have to worry about any, really any upfront capital gains taxes. And I just, pay you over time. That way you're actually able to, make the most out of the house. So I know you put a lot into it.
Well, I think he probably wants to get our money out of it up front.
Gotcha. So you wouldn't say, hey, if I'm able to give you in or around that price, because, or even a little bit more, and I just pay you over a set period of time, that's not something you guys would be interested in?
I doubt it. He's probably going to want it. He's not here right now, but I'm guessing that he probably wants to get our money up front.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, it sounds like I may not be the guy for you then.
I appreciate you calling, though.
Yes, ma'am. I hope you have a blessed one. I love Terre Haute, Indiana. I got one of my closest friends from there.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye. On to the next. Let's see.
Keep it moving. That's good.
Next up,
good.
next.
He didn't get stuck. He took some shot, pop, and he was out.
So I always say this is don't end the call, end the sell. So what that means is that ask just 2 or 3 more questions and then end the sell and have, hey, I guess I'm not going to be your buyer. What should we do? Well, we'll just hang up the call. And then the seller ends the call.
Right. So he leaves it open for you to call back later if you ever choose to.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You're not making offers. You're making relationships, guys. You make those relationships. You can call back. It leaves the door open for the follow-ups. That's solid, though. That's solid.
The one thing I wouldn't replicate, though, is pitching creative way too early. Your pitch comes at the end once you understand the pain.
Hey, Laquita, hey, this is Richard.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. I saw that you entered your home here on 103 Larkspur Court on my website in Dothan.
Yes.
Is that a house that you were looking to sell?
Yes.
Well, great. Yeah, well, I'm going through some of the notes here. I was hoping I'm going through and I didn't see a couple things here. I mean, did you have a price that you were asking for that house?
170.
170? Gotcha. 170,000. Okay. Awesome. Thank you for that. And if you could you kind of catch me up to speed? Tell me a little bit about the house.
We bought it in December of 2021, and we got everything that came up on the inspection report. We got repaired at the time. Nothing's updated. If you have pictures, nothing's updated except for the carpet is ripped up, and we put in vinyl wood, the fake wood stuff, vinyl, whatever it's called. So you use the carpet is the vinyl wood plank stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
The laminate that you see in the living room, that stayed the same. We didn't change that. We didn't change the kitchen. I don't know. Is there anything else?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, I appreciate you sharing that with me. You said you guys have only been living there for a couple of years now?
Yeah, not even a year and a half. We just went through a divorce, and so looking through to sell it without. When I talked to realtors, they said that they would list it between 186 and 189, and by the time we pay realtor fees and closing costs, we'd probably walk away with nothing. And I have 4 kids, and I homeschool 2 of them, and so trying to keep everything, and 3 pets. So trying to keep everything what it needs to be for showings, knowing I'm not going to get anything for it. I'm just trying to see if there's another route where I can walk away with probably still nothing, but at least not having to go through all the headache.
Yeah, no, and before I even move forward, I'll stop right here and say, hey, my hat's off to you because, I grew up with a lot of single mothers in my area, and you're a superwoman. So I appreciate you sharing that with me, and I'm sorry that you're, having to go through that. It sucks,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. In fact, my best friend Mike, he actually, had to go through that. His mother was a teacher. She wasn't homeschooling. She was actually my high school driving instructor. So don't tell anybody I told you, but she was the key to me getting my license and passing my test. So don't tell nobody that because I might get it revoked. But she was the key, So I feel for you. Gotcha. So you bought it for 172. And do you guys currently is your husband also still on the is he still on title as well, or is it just you right now?
Yeah, we're both on there. He's agreed to selling it. He's agreed to selling it. We talked through sorry, I have a traffic jam in my brain trying to figure out which avenue to go first. He's okay with selling it. He doesn't want it himself.
Right. So
I requested permission to move the kids and I back to my home state of North Carolina. Okay. The judge has not. Our court hearing was a month ago. We still have not gotten a ruling yet. So that's only relevant because he's not going to be open to. He wants to sell.
Right.
But when he's not going to be open to moving forward with that until we get I say he's not going to be open. I assume he's not going to be open until we get the ruling from the judge. Because in his mind, he's still trying to keep us here. But even if the judge said he might not rule on it at all, and if he doesn't, then I've got to go back and go through the regular route of just opening up another court hearing solely for the permission to move to North Carolina. I do believe I'm moving. It's just a matter of, I don't know if it's at the end of the school year or end of the summer. I don't know how long it's going to take. But I do think there's plenty of evidence to back up the need to move back because that is our home state. I have no support here, blah, blah, blah. So It's just a matter of time. So I'm needing his cooperation. Right. It's not an issue getting it. It's just timing.
Right. And that makes sense. Okay. So let me just make sure I backpedal a little bit and make sure I'm getting everything here correctly from you. So It sounds like you're going through it. He is a complete agreement. So he doesn't necessarily even care, if he gets anything out of it. It's just about getting rid of it.
Correct.
Right. And what you guys are waiting on now is permission from the state. Permission from the court, so that way you and the kids can get back to North Carolina, the East Coast.
Correct.
The East Coast is the best coast. I don't know if you heard that before, but that's what they say. Yeah, I'm actually I'm from Virginia, so I tried and true in it. It's like that southern / East Coast realm. Gotcha. Okay. And if you could you kind of just walk through? I mean, what all does the house need as far as work wise?
I don't know what people's interpretation of that is. We've always had a low income, so my version of need, I feel like, is very different than most people's. Mm-hmm. We live in it, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing that makes it not livable. I know that when the inspection was done, I know the roof was not new. I know the HVAC was not new. It was nothing like that, but they were all in fine condition. Like they didn't, because I remember when we moved in, because we've always had a tight budget, I was like, please point out every last thing that could need repair.
Right.
And we were in a buyer's market at the time. So it was like, tell me, and we're getting it done, and we're not buying the house.
Right.
And so that's what we did, and we had it all repaired. We had the HVAC serviced last spring or summer, and the only thing he found wrong with it was that it needed a new thermostat, so we replaced that. We talked to him about replacing it, and he said, it's fine. He said, it's old. He said, but we were talking about, would it be worth the cost to replace it because it would be more energy efficient? He said, no, I don't even think it's going to bring that in. He said, it really is fine. I said, okay. So all that I know, I mean, I know there was a patch of mold under the downstairs bathroom.
Ooh, you got to watch out for that.
Right, on the wall. And the guy saw that Well, he didn't see it in the first inspection. He overlooked it in the first inspection, but the second, like the walkthrough the second time, he noticed it and he's like, "It's not a big deal. It's a small patch. Just throw some bleach on it and it'll be fine." We didn't bother with it because I'd actually hoped the bathroom is oddly big for the room, and so I was going to knock it out and try to make a pantry in the kitchen. So we actually just don't use it. I mean, I don't store anything under that because in my mind we were going to knock it out. So. Right. But it could, according to the inspector, he just said throw some bleach on it. It's fine. Yeah. So,
well, did you guys throw some bleach on it?
No.
Oh my goodness!
I really, in my mind, I was like, we're gonna knock this wall out, and we never did. I hate bleach. I don't keep bleach. I'm very natural, so
okay.
I was really hoping to get to that. But for someone else, like I would have to leave the house for the day to use bleach because it just burns my sinuses. But
yeah,
I have peeked in there to make sure it's not spreading, and it hasn't grown at all. So that's in my mind. I'm like, well, I don't open the doors other than once every several months just to make sure it's not got any bigger, and it hasn't.
Right.
So,
okay.
Anyway, but either way, if y'all wanted to do it, that's what the inspector said to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'll throw some bleach on it.
I mean, other than it not being updated, like I know there's the tiles in the, or whatever you call, they're not tiles, I don't know what you call it, in the kitchen. There's a one space in front of the stove where like I'm starting to be able to see, none of it's peeling up, but it's like they're spacing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a couple tiles right in front of the stove where I'm starting to see the wood underneath.
Right.
No, I mean, again, none of it's peeling up. It's all stuck really flat down, but I don't know how it spaces apart like that without peeling up, but somehow it's done it. Other than that, I can't think of anything. Or there's nothing that I'm aware of, I should say.
Gotcha. Okay, so it needs just a little bit of updating. I'm looking at some of the pictures here on Zillow. Would you say those pictures are pretty accurate with the wood side of the wood paneling throughout?
The wood paneling is all there. We painted all the rooms except for that wood paneling. I painted, if you're looking, I think it's where he used to have a TV against the staircase.
Yes, ma'am.
We painted that little staircase wall.
Okay.
And if you look to the right of that, where it's heading into a sunroom, we painted that. I was going to paint all the walls where I could reach to the ceiling, and I didn't get to the third wall. There's 3 walls that aren't like double story, but I only got 2 of them. They're like a really pale, creamy yellow kind of thing.
Right.
And it brightened it up quite a bit. I don't know if some people might think that's hideous. I liked it, but I wasn't even going to dare tackling that double story side. So
that makes sense.
But all the other rooms are all painted. I took pictures. I took pictures in 2 bedrooms as soon as we did it.
Okay. No, and that's great, right? I mean, I'm glad that you guys did a little something to it, right? My wife and I, so we're originally from Virginia, moved to Kansas. I'm in the Army, so Army moves us all over the place. We actually just sold our house. It's currently under contract in Kansas, and we bought it. I mean, it had carpet throughout, carpet in the bathrooms. I mean, it looked like somebody from that 70s show was probably living in there, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So what we ended up doing is say, hey, let's try to get this work done by somebody else. We went out to all these contractors, and these bids were like for $15K. And I was like, you know what, babe? Like, I'm gonna look at my wife. I said, let's get our hands dirty and let's knock this out ourselves. And it sounds great. I felt like a superhero, right, saying that. But with that, it was so much more work than we anticipated. You rip up the floors, and then we found like a little dry spot with dry rot, with a lot of water damage, things like that.
We did the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And we went through and we were able to fix it up. It just took us, we've been living in it a year. It took us the whole year to fix up. You know what I mean? Oh. It was one of those things. So we didn't get to enjoy it. I'm glad we're able to, sell it to somebody else and put a happy family in there. But it was a lot of work. So I could only imagine you trying to go through and do that yourself. So I wouldn't be able to either.
Yeah, the floors, we got them to reduce the price by us ripping the carpet up, and they installed it. But we did rip all the carpet up, and the same thing. We had to saw out the section under a window that was dry rotted, and we sawed it out and replaced it and all that. But they did come and install it, which was nice. And then all the paint. So it didn't sound like nearly the job you guys took on, but it didn't make a big difference. Even the little bit we did made a big improvement.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, and I'm glad you're telling me all this, right? Because this is helping me out a lot. Because I'm looking here and I'm looking in the area and I'm seeing what some of these houses are selling for. A lot of these houses that are fixed up are selling, in those 200 ranges, and I mean that's before closing costs, realtor fees, things like that. Now I don't necessarily disagree with the realtor saying that hey, I'll go ahead and list it at 190, and maybe you can get back what you owe. And forgive me, I didn't ask you, how much do you guys currently own this house?
I think the last mortgage statement said 169,203, I believe is what the last one said. I don't know if that would be the same as the payoff, but I think that's what the last mortgage statement said.
Gotcha. Okay, 169,203. And
Right.
with
So
that,
if you want, that's fine. I just don't know, like when you call for the payoff, I don't know if that's the exact or not.
yeah, they tack on a couple grand for fees and things like that. But I mean that's pretty standard. I mean with that, what is your current your payments, your principal, insurance, taxes, and interest? You know what we call our PITI.
Yeah, principal and interest is $850. Our total right now is $1,074. It was $998, and our insurance went up a couple months ago, and now it's $1,074. I don't know if that can be knocked back down. If there was shopping around for other insurance, I just wasn't in a state to deal with it because it just happened 2 or 3 months ago. But I know principal and interest is $850, and the total now is $1,074.
Gotcha. Okay, and that interest rate, is that like a 3-4% interest rate?
It's 4.24. I want to say
4.24.
I have it right here, actually.
Right. 4.24 in or around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most important thing, your PITI is right around 1074, so right around $1,100. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm looking right, and I mean, you're going through it. Seems like it does need a little bit of work. Would you agree with that?
If for probably for invest, I mean, to live in it, no, but for investors, I'm sure most people would want to do something to it.
Yeah, and even then, I mean, I'm sure some of those realtors went through it. I mean, they told you if you fixed it up a little bit, you may be able to get closer to that, 190 number, right? Because what happens when they list it? I mean, you kind of alluded to it and you talked about it a little bit. I mean, at the end of the day, you guys are hoping to just, get out of it and get exactly pretty much so you don't have to come out of pocket, maybe get a couple grand, but pretty much just so you don't have to come out of pocket and be done with it, correct?
Right.
Right. And I mean, with that, if I'm able to come in or around there and we're able to come up with something, is there anything stopping us from, getting the ball rolling or start the process with this?
The only thing would be, there's nothing stopping it.
Right.
Just waiting for my husband to be open to that conversation, which
Gotcha.
I think if you guys could just buy it, that would go a lot better. Because I've had multiple people call and nobody's been able to buy it yet. They've all offered taking over the payments, but nobody's offered to buy it. So
why do you think that is?
I'm assuming it's because they want a higher profit off of it. I don't know. But I have multiple people trying to take over the payments.
And that's something you guys wouldn't be interested in at all?
I'm not willing to leave a house in my name for 30 years. If my husband wants, because I don't even have an income anymore.
Right.
So I'm sure he'd be removed off of the mortgage very easily. So if he wants to just get the headache off of his back, that is more something that he would be willing to do. I don't take risks like that. Never have. I can't ever imagine doing that. But I'm sure it wouldn't probably bother him as much. I'm sure he'd think it through, but I just know it's a guaranteed no for me. I won't leave my name. I'm trying to buy a house with the kids and I moving and everything.
Right.
But my husband's in an apartment and it's probably fine to stay in an apartment. So if he's willing to just put the mortgage in his name and you guys work all that out, then I just have to have that conversation with him and see if he wants to. Depends on the mood that he's in and if he's willing to do it or not. I just know I'm not willing to do it.
Gotcha.
There was another offered taking over payments for 6 months and then buying it at a set price at that point. And that I was fine with. But then I guess he talked it through with his other people and they backed out of it. So I don't really know.
Gotcha. Right. Because, and I could understand why somebody, and I'm assuming, that taking over payments option, that's something that's pretty relatively new to you.
I'm kind of aware of it because my mom did something like that at one point.
Right.
But it wasn't for 30 years. It was sold within like a year or two or something.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I don't want to necessarily throw that out because the most important thing, right, is for you guys to have options, regardless of what those options look like. Because to be completely honest with you, my cash offer would be substantially, lower because me as an investor, I have to be able to get a return on investment. So that 190, I wouldn't be with that. I wouldn't be anywhere close to that. 170, I don't think I'd be anywhere close to that because the issue is you guys have been living in it for a couple of years, right? And that I think that pretty much deletes the cash offer option unless you guys want to come out of pocket, a couple grand, which I doubt anybody wants to do, right? Right. So what I look at with this is saying, how can I put the most money possible in Lakita's, Lakita's pocket. How can I solve her issue and get her with her family out in North Carolina to where they're able to put this behind them? They're able to start living life again, right?
Right.
And one of those, right, and one of those options would be where I come in and potentially look at, taking over those payments, because you highlighted a couple of issues, and some of those issues that you highlighted are the number one things that people bring up whenever I, talk to somebody about this, whenever I'm able to buy a house like this, because truth be told, a lot of the houses that I'm buying right now, I'm buying creatively. I'm buying to where I'm able to come in, and say, hey, here's $1,000 for your moving costs, or here's a little bit of a credit towards your moving costs, and I'll just take these payments so you don't have to worry about that, right? Because the number one, you look at your credit report. That's one thing I heard you mention. The number one thing that helps build people's credits right now is, or in general, is their mortgage payment. They see a performing note, right? You see a performing note being paid off every month. That's one thing that I'd be doing. Because what I do when I buy a house this way is I come in, I say what all work needs to be done. I do a little bit of work in it, right? And I either put a tenant in there, something along those lines, fix it up, maybe hold it for a little while and sell it, or I put a renter in there so that way they're paying off the note and that kind of thing. As far as you go, I mean, what were some of the other issues that you had seen with that?
I'm sorry, what was the last thing you said?
I said, what were some of the other issues that you had seen with it? You said just keeping it on your credit report was the scariest thing for you?
Well, because I'm trying to buy from, I need to call and talk to the mortgage lenders, but my concern is like, if there's already a house on there, then buying a second house, you can't do 3% down anymore. You have to do 20% down or something like that. There's no way I can do that. I have to do mortgage. I have to do down payment assistance just for the 3%. So I can't risk, and some people, I've realized some lenders are more conservative than others. And so I know that they can put in writing that, I'm not really responsible for that house or whatever, but I just know when we were buying this house, there's things that people say can be done, and some lenders are like, yeah, that's no problem, and other people are like, well, those lenders are willing, but I'm not. And so I just can't afford to have, I'm very restricted buying as it is, because I don't really have a work history. My income is low. I have to have down payment assistance. I have a lot of student loans. So I have multiple things knocking off my ability to buy a house. And so adding to that long list another thing of like, oh, and there's this house that I have to show proof that I'm not really responsible for, when he could have gotten it in his name. At this point, he could get it in his name alone anyway. I'd rather just say, hey, you take money off of it. I just don't know if he's going to be willing to do that, because I think at this point he'd have to reapply, and interest rates are higher and all of that. So I don't know. I'm going to leave it to him, and he can do with it what he wants, but I would just rather get it out of my name, because if I can, or just put it up for sale by owner and see if we can just get out of it, not making any.
Right. And that makes sense. Right. And I appreciate you sharing that. When the biggest thing I look at, right, and the biggest issue that I see or forecast that I've seen, right, because I just bought a house here in Birmingham, similar situation to this, except it was a family looking to move, an older couple looking to move closer to their family out in, I believe it was California. They had just had a grandson or something along those lines. And the issue is they were at the point that if they sold, they weren't going to make much money, or they would essentially lose money. And I pitched the same thing, talked to them about the same thing that I'm talking to you about, and they waited a while. So what ended up happening is they ended up moving, but they had to still cover that payment, and they didn't know anything about renting. The realtors promised them these prices, but they had it listed for a while, and it wasn't, selling at where they were at. And they came back to me a couple months later and said, hey, Richard, can you do something with this? Can you still take this? And I was able to help them, but what I share with them is like, man, I wish, a couple months ago we were able to, just work something out, because I hate leaving people in a worse position than they were when they spoke with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And with this, I mean, I feel like, and I look at it and I say, hey, this may be a great option for you, because while, you guys understand some of the pain points you're pushing there with, maybe not having the most stable, job security, money down for a new house. Have you guys ever considered potentially renting?
We talked about it. He said he didn't want to bother with it. I know when we first got married, that was something he was very interested in. But I mean, this is almost 20 years later, so I know I'm not going to take it on. I won't even be in the state, but he's planning on staying here, so he might be interested. At the time, he said no. He just wanted the headache off his hands. But at this point, I've thought of it only because depending on what the judge orders for alimony, he might change his mind trying to get an income or something. Right. I don't know. I have to present it to him again.
Well, let me tell you this. So you mentioned all those things about, you know, your lender, and you're worried about your lender. I mean, we have a couple things in place that allow us to, you know, circumvent that, to where they say, hey, oh, the house is actually being paid off. You know, you're still able to go out and get another house, right? And what that is, right, is you're familiar with your DTI, right? Your debt to income ratio.
Uh-huh.
What we have in place is we have a document. It's held by the title company, or the person who's in charge of, we're going through the home sale process, the title company or the title attorney. They hold this document. It's called a DTI declaration, or a DTI document is what we call it. And what it does is, if we come to the closing table and we bring 2 to 3 months payment in place, it'll wipe off 75% of that off of your DTI, because it shows that while you do own that house is still in your name, that mortgage is still in your name, the debt's being paid off every month. So that's not going to be necessarily an issue. And after a year, 100% of that gets wiped away.
Wait, what do you mean after a year?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let me slow it down. I'm speaking way too fast. So
That's okay. I just don't understand. I followed you up until after a year, that's 100% wiped away. I got confused. How does that work? Or how's that possible?
yes, ma'am. So we have that document, right? So at closing, if we mean you say today, right, hey, let's move forward, I want you to take over these payments. What I'll do is I'll draft up all the paperwork. You know, we get your husband on board, that kind of thing. What we do when it's time to close, we'll bring this document to the title company that says, hey, you know, here is 2 to 3 months payments in advance for the house. So your monthly payment, that $1,070 that you're paying, I'll probably bring, 2 to 3 months worth of that to the closing table for that lender, for your lender. So that way, 75% of that DTI, of that debt on your debt to income ratio gets wiped away, meaning that whatever you guys owe, 75% of that would be wiped away. And after a year of me fully making these payments, 100% of that would get wiped away.
100% of you don't mean that you're paying the mortgage off in a year, though?
No,
right?
ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm just continuing to make those mortgage payments for you guys.
Oh, so showing that paid after a year, they no longer consider that as part of our debt? Is that what you're saying?
Essentially, they don't consider that as part of as being on your debt to income.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay. So then another house, getting a second house, that's my other concern is, from the people I've talked to, getting a second house requires a drastically larger down payment than living in a primary residence. So I'd have to, like, getting a first house is, I could get away with 3% down, and some programs 0% down, but none of those programs exist for a second house. Second house, you have to have, like, I think they said 20% down to get a second house.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I'm concerned about. And maybe I need to call the lenders and see if just showing that that house I'm not responsible for it anymore is enough, or if they're going to say, then that's where I was concerned with, are some lenders going to say that's okay and some not? Or will all lenders be fine with just showing proof that I'm not responsible for it? I don't know how that works. That's my concern.
Right. I mean, really with that, I mean, you're familiar with the market and the way interest rates are trending right now. I mean, I think the average interest rate is hovering around 6.5%.
I've heard that.
Yeah, and that's for people with outstanding credit. So, I mean, I don't know where. Pardon?
I said that would not be me.
Yeah. So and that's okay, right? And what I'm getting with that is, it may be almost more advantageous to rent, so that way, you're not coming out of pocket a crazy amount of money. Whereas if you rent it for a while, have this continue to pay, add to your credit, continue to pay, off that note on a monthly basis. So that way you're actually able to, you're able to actually maybe get a house in a couple of years, as this is, building your credit.
And I don't mind waiting a year, but I don't want to be stuck waiting 30 years, because if I wait a year and then I go to get the mortgage and they say, hey, we can't give you a second house. I can't imagine ever having 20% to put down on a house. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I just have to figure that out. I haven't called the lenders and asked them if just showing documentation that I'm not responsible for the house anymore is enough or not. So I just had experience with that.
Ooh, ouch. That right there I love the strategy, right? There was a lot going on there at the end and being able to kind of like button that thing up. We didn't quite get that thing buttoned up. I am very, very interested of hearing what the judges are going to say about this. But please, before we do that, if you could type into the chat, what were your thoughts specifically on his ability to execute? Did you see anything wrong with the way he was trying to execute that? So Richard said, I did say, ouch, man. Yeah, because it was like, we just couldn't pull it together. You know what I mean? It was a struggle towards the end. But Richard says that, I'm sorry. Andrew says that, okay, so I need to talk to the lender, okay, and disclose that information. Yeah, that's true. I want to know what you guys thought, because yeah, I just felt like, we weren't able to button that thing up how we needed to. I just can't wait to see what the judges have to say about this, because it was just a lot of missing things. I saw a lot of good shots, but just yeah. And then it seems like the seller was needing some information. A lot of times when we're thinking about putting those creative offers out there, we got to know, that creative offer like the back of our hands, because if we don't, and the seller is looking for more information, that may aid in our ability to button that thing up. But listen, again, I want to hear what the closers have to say. And also, if you guys have been paying attention to what I've been saying this whole time, you know that the people who are sharing this content right now, so go ahead and do me a favor, just share the content right now as we speak. Go ahead and put the share in. And after you share, go ahead and let us know exactly what you think about this, because they're on the cool. This is just being straightforward. I'm being a straight shooter right now. Where else, honestly, can you get this type of entertainment, right, and education at the same time? Where else can you get that? You're not getting anything like that nowhere other than the Closers Olympics. This is the first of its kind. And that's all I got to say about that. But we're going to get straight to the scorecard. We will be announcing winners for the bundle soon. We got Liam coming up first. And I'm just ready to hear his opinion on this. I'm definitely ready to hear it. What's your thoughts?
What's going on? I didn't leave myself muted this time. I made you double check.
I can hear you clearly.
Got it. There we go. My thoughts on it were, the call for me kind of went like up. It built, and then it plateaued. And then towards the end of the call, it just kind of got dipped down and down. And there wasn't a whole lot that built for me at the end. Well, I would say carried the call was his really easygoing tonality. It was affirmative. It was confident. It sounded like he knew what he was doing. Where he ended up losing some points. I had him at a 4 for rapport for almost all of it until he got to the last couple of minutes of it, and he started to go on these long monologues. And these monologues, people check out, and you could see she was like, "What did you say?" at the end. And it happened a couple different times where there's these long bouts of just talking, trying to make a point happen. Say it in as few words as possible. You got to get it out there, get it into a question, push the ball back into the seller's court, let them go. And the way that I see it is, I'm never going to close somebody by talking about the numbers directly. Logic isn't going to get people to make decisions. People make decisions based on emotions, and they'll back it up afterwards with the logic. So, if there's something that doesn't make sense, they're going to feel slighted afterward. So there has to be the logic. That's the underlier, but the motivation is what gets them to make that decision. So overall, I got him a 15. He did really solid across the board. There was nothing that he did poorly. It's just that he could have increased those. And I think this is a situation of, if he had gone and chosen a different lead or hung up on this person early, you got to qualify him first. And I don't think there was any opportunity for this lady to sign a contract. That's what the competition's about. I think he should have kept selecting.
Well, we got a 15. Thank you for that, Liam. And the insight on that was spectacular. The things that Liam was just talking about right there was exactly my sentiments. Elijah, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Yes, sir. Like I said, very similar sentiments. Start off the call really good, especially the first one. He's hit the numbers out, and you like, your first year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The jumpers, the first quarter, you're killing it. Yeah, he got 20 in the first quarter, and then it started waning off. He got to that second call. I think he probably heard some of the other calls and didn't know if he was going to get another good call. I think he just doubled down, put all his eggs in the basket on that one. I think the rapport was pretty good. I felt like he could negotiate it a little more better on the first call, and he kind of let that call go prematurely throughout the novation right out the gate. I think he could have got a little stronger with that. Gave him a couple creative option points and a couple points for handling an objection. I really feel like he at the end he could have got her to verbally commit. He could educate, empower, and then edify the new option with her. And I feel like he got too lost into trying to explain it to her. I felt like he had good rapport. If he kind of pushed her like, hey, if everything I'm saying is accurate and you are able to get another house, how important is it that you get away from this property, get away from your ex-husband, and start your new chapter of your life? Is your failure stronger than your desire to succeed? What is it for you? And I really feel like he could have got the verbal points and he left it on the table, but everybody did good. But I feel like that was a part is right there for it.
Yeah, listen. Sometimes the ball bounces that way, but I do appreciate everything that you said, Elijah. I think you were 100% on point, and I hope you guys are taking mental note of these judges here. They're really dropping some game. Max, your thoughts?
Let's go, baby. Man, Richard, congratulations. Good job for putting it on the line, especially for how new you are, man. That's really great. Now, let's get back to the competition. So I gave 3 points for the rapport. I think he did really well. One thing we have to remember is we want to extract information, but we also want to use that information to move the sale forward, right? To give us an advantage for negotiations and everything else. The second thing I'm a big believer in is you got to be very strategic with your transitions. You have to unplug the seller from the cash option at some point and then transition into creative so you have their attention, right? It was a lot of information overload. She got a little confused to the end. And so, that's why I gave him the score that I did. But Richard, keep going, man. I encourage you. You're on the right path. Just there's some strategic things that you got to work. But overall, tonality was there. A lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff that you can take away from that call that you did today, brother.
Wow. Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Max. Listen, Richard, I want to know what were your thoughts on this, because what's your thoughts on this, man? I mean, I think you're on mute still, but what's your thoughts?
Yeah, man. Well, great for the opportunity. First and foremost, I appreciate the judges and all the feedback. I take it for real. So I really appreciate that. And I'll definitely move forward and make those improvements. I think with the call, I think that's definitely a good lead, but a lead not to probably call on the close of the Olympics. Definitely diving a little bit into the weeds. Something after we got off the phone, we have another call scheduled with her. We're trying to get another call scheduled with her husband, all that kind of thing. But I think I put them all in one lead. Probably could have got off sooner and then transitioned and kept that on the back burner. But overall, I agree with everything the judges said.
Gotcha. Man, it's amazing that you've only done 10 deals, right?
Yeah, a little bit over 10. I'm not sure.
A little bit over 10. That's amazing, man. So shout out to you, man. 38 total points. That is amazing. For 10 plus deals, that is absolutely amazing, man. Shout out to you for that, man. No doubt. Well, guys, we're getting close to that time where we make big decisions. We make big decisions and we get to see who will be so lucky to join us in July. Who will be so lucky to join us? Here's the deal. Before we even get to that, I hope you guys have already went to closesolympics.com, right? And checked out the bundle that we have to offer you. What's in that bundle? Over 50 plus hours of Closers Olympics live footage, okay? From 2020 and 2021. We got a step-by-step sales course, right? Let's not forget that, right? We're talking about $695 worth of value. Right. And then we have a free general admissions, a ticket, right, to the Closers Olympics in July. Only for $297. Only for $297. Listen, action takers or money makers, we will be giving out one of these bundles for free to somebody lucky tonight. Somebody lucky tonight. So we definitely want to make sure that we're sharing it out. Make sure we're sharing it out. Make sure we're staying engaged in the conversation, right? And sharing our opinion, because guess what? Just because we have some expert judges here, we also have some experts in the audience as well who have closed millions of dollars of transactions. I've seen a couple. I ain't gonna call nobody out. I ain't gonna call no names. I'm gonna let y'all make it. But I know we have some certified closers in the audience, and your opinion is definitely welcome as well. Listen, we're getting ready to make a big announcement here. And, you know, we have some back end stuff taking place right now. Matter of fact, before we even do that, who do you guys think should walk away the winner in this competition? Based on what you saw, go ahead and put it in the chat. I just want to know what you guys think and who you guys just displayed the best overall body of work on today. Who did that? Okay, Kendall, we got Kendall in the audience. He said everybody did a great job. I ain't looking for no kumbaya right now. I need winners. Who do we feel who should walk away with the champion, with the crown? Based on your opinion. I know the judges are working diligently in the back right now, but I want to know who you think is that one. Who do you think is that one? Oh, Noah, you coming through strong. Rich coming through strong. You got your people in the building. I love it. And listen, this is just your opinion. You know, the scores, you know, we just throwing the scores out to the side, right? Who do you feel was the overall best closer to you? All right. Well, here it is. Looks like we have a top score. We got a top score. And that top score belongs to my guy, Noah. Shout out to my guy, Noah. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
You know what's crazy, Noah?
What's up?
You know, I was rooting for you on that last competition. You know that.
No, it's facts.
I was rooting for you. What do you think, man? What's your thoughts on this?
No, I'm excited. I'm blessed. And honestly, I'm ready to come back and show everybody what I can do. Because honestly, I feel like I was supposed to be in the top 3 last year. You know what I'm saying? Steve had me. He got me. But yeah, no, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Represent for our round 3 qualifiers. So we're gonna take it all this time for sure.
Real quick. Anything you felt like? I know you won. You're the winner. We're not going to diminish that at all. But this is for the audience. Anything you felt like you could have tweaked a little bit better, or anything you felt like you could have sharpened up on?
Yeah, for sure. So number one, especially in this competition, get a little bit quicker to the point as far as the numbers and where we're at with numbers, right? Because I could have disqualified him and we could have talked about numbers, and I could have been 15 minutes in and done all that and then gone to the next call and possibly got the deal on the next one, right? But that's, and then also with the rapport building, while it was great and it is good, like you said, it's a fine line between, best friend zone and, closer zone. It's a fine line. So just toting that line a little bit better and getting to the actual close of the deal. So that's where I say I could have done better for sure.
Man, congratulations, man. Listen, you are a true scholar and a gem of an individual. That is a 100% fact. And I can tell you right now, man, in terms of building rapport, I have not seen anybody better.
I appreciate it.
Listen, this is natural, a rapport building. Listen, I have not seen anybody better. Listen, if you guys are not going back and re-watching this particular event, you are crazy if you are planning on closing deals. Listen, let's get my judges up. Elijah, what's your thoughts, man?
Sheesh, man. Noah and I were talking before he entered into these qualifiers, because, we talked to a couple other guys who are in it, and, they're kind of, too big for school, too cool for school. I can't just be in it like, hey, you got to go and earn it. Jordan came back and earn it every year. And Noah's like, you know what? I got a title company. I got deals closed. I got a new baby. It's like, give me 1 second. Let me pray on it. 5 minutes later, he's like, let's go. I'm like, let's go. And so look what he did. He turned up and he showed out. I love it. I think everybody did really well. I think everybody put on. I like the fact that not only did we see a array of different styles, array of different techniques, but you seen what makes Noah a gifted closer.
Absolutely. Max, I mean, is this well-deserved? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think Noah, I'm very impressed with you, man. And now I got someone else to worry about, right? Now, congratulations, bro. Very impressed. You stepped up your skill set. I can see that you've been working on your skills amongst all the other things you do as an entrepreneur. But man, exciting to see you go to the finals, and man, I'm looking forward to you see what you can do and see how far you go. But man, congratulations on that. I think you're someone to be reckoned with. Honestly, I saw some great things, and man, you're just one little tweak from like going all out, man. So congratulations, bro.
I appreciate it.
First and foremost, shout out to iSpeedToLead. Can we?
Yeah.
Can we? Listen, you provided us with tremendous leads, Liam, and those leads were what Noah was able to get some really good potential deals with. So what are your thoughts on this competition? What are your thoughts on some of these leads? What are your thoughts on that?
I think that Noah was the winner. I think that reflected in my scoring. I think I had scored Noah higher than I scored anybody else, certainly for multiple rounds of the competition. He's just a crusher. The tonality was there, and just like Max said, little bit of tweaks, it's going to go a long way. I think that his odds just went way up if we're betting on it.
Love it. And that wouldn't have happened without iSpeedToLead. Just want to put that out there, and shout out the sponsors for doing great work. I mean, listen, uprankpro.com. You definitely want to go and check them out. That is also another sponsor, and I just definitely got to shout that out. And also, listen, it's a lot of people working behind the scenes that you have not seen not one time on this camera. And let me tell you something. They make this thing possible. So shout out to all of the rock stars, Jen, Moran, my guy David, for comping, just doing such an amazing job. Shout out to Noah for winning this thing. Shout out to our judges. Listen, without them, none of this would be possible. So Noah.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick. So even iSpeedToLead, like we use them in my company, right? Like the first time we used them, the first lead that we got, I got a rental property subject to off of, right? The first one that we bought. So iSpeedToLead definitely works for sure. And Byron, you got to talk good about me on Clubhouse now.
I gotta
talk good about me on Clubhouse.
You got it, because you are a winner and a scholar. And brother, let me tell you something. Listen, that rapport building that you got, I don't know what kind of special juice you got going on over there, but that was amazing. I really do believe, this is honest, I'm being real transparent here, how natural you were with being able to build that rapport is unmatched, brother. I'm telling you. And listen, I don't give out compliments for free.
I know.
It was unmatched. So shout out to you, man. Congratulations again. And shout out to iSpeedToLead, Closers Olympics. Make sure you are going and getting your bundle right now. Go get your bundle. Okay. They're literally giving away a free course, all of the Closers Olympics, previous 50 plus hours of content, right? And you're getting a free ticket. So what are we, Noah, what are we talking about here?
Hey, we train our acquisitions on Closers Olympics. So, hey, you'll get it.
Wow.
If you don't get it, you crazy.
I love it. Well, listen, we've reached that part of the show. Listen, I just want to see if I can get my judges back, if I can, real quick. I want to get my judges back if I can. And talk about like just some final words for newbies that are looking to close more deals, experienced teams that are looking to get more deals done. Why should they be looking at getting that bundle? I really want to kind of impress that real quick.
It's simple. The answer is super simple. The two things are going to make you better is learning it, then earning it. You do the learning to get it into your brain, then you earn it by making the dials, doing the consistency, a high volume of actions. When you go and you watch somebody who knows how to close outright, and you can just take all the little pieces and inject them right into your skill set. Then you go into play and you actually make the dials to lock them in. It is the fastest way for you to grow exponentially, because the difference between a team that's good and a team that's great is that the great team has the A players, and the A players are committed to constant improvement. That's it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Go ahead, Brian.
I know, Elijah, and I want you to kind of definitely dive deeper on this, because we do have, you're in a Christmas spirit and you're feeling real gracious and all of those things. And I definitely want to get your opinion on it, but we may have a winner. We may have a winner.
We do have a winner. We do have a winner.
So if before you close out with your take on everything, can you announce that winner?
Yes. So we had our team scouring the comments, scouring the different platforms, looking to see who's engaging, who's really involved themselves, really providing value, highlighting, championing, giving insight. And we are going with Sean Rolock, Roulach, Sean Rolock. You have to email us, closerolympics@gmail.com, so we can get your details, your information, and we'll go ahead and get that out to you ASAP. So you're good to get locked in. You got the bundle. You're the bundle winner. Let's get it set up so you're good to go. Yes. So remember, you have to go to closerolympics.com. closerolympics@gmail.com. Send us your information so we can get you situated and bless you with your bundle. So
love it. What are your final thoughts?
Yeah. So real quick, a couple things. One is overall May 24th. May 24th is going to be the next round 4 of the qualifiers. And you see, there's no slouches. There's no slouches in these qualifiers, right? Any one of them could be taking it. You see, the people who are winning it, it's undeniable. Closing is one thing you can't fake the funk. You cannot make the other person on the other side of that phone say yes to you. Either you got it or you don't, right? And so for those who don't, or those who are struggling with the inconsistency, which I've been there, like a lot of us is, that is why you have the bundle. Sure, you get the ticket so you can be there, you can watch it and catch this next year. Sure, you got the mini course so you can learn and be able to implement some more. But hands down, without a doubt, if you see it, you could be it. And that is what the Closing Olympics, those replays, over 50 hours of elite closers, not teaching, not preaching, but closing, showing what it looks like. I had people literally watch the Closing Olympics while they're dialing, put it on pause, try the technique, add their sauce to it, and closing deals. If they could do it, you could do it. Go and get your bundle. Close more deals today. Let's go.
Love it, love it, love it. Listen, at the end of the day, there is no other place where you get the opportunity to watch live sellers and live closers close deals. This is not happening anywhere else, right? So you need to make sure that not only are you taking advantage of this bundle, but also replaying this. Replay this for your team. Replay this for the people that you care about in this real estate space, because you're not getting better content than this. That's a fact. Max, any final words, brother?
Yeah, no, this was amazing. I want to second to what Elijah just said right now. Where else are you going to see this type of competition? Where else are you going to be able to, if you buy, even if you, for those of you that buy that bundle, I can guarantee you that you are going to get better, right? And I believe that in this market right now, there's two separating factors that the divide is heading to, is skill set and tool set. And what I can tell you, for those of you that are not working on your skill set, which includes, right, getting this bundle and watching everybody do it live and no scripted, and not just saying, hey, here's what you should do, but actually doing it, that's what's going to be the separating factor. So I encourage you. I mean, great event. I can't wait to see what happens. And man, I'm ready for July to see who all is going to be involved. Exciting stuff. Let's go.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, like I said before, you can pay for some good leads. You can buy you some good data. You can go drive around and try to find you a house for some driving for dollars. You can, you can send out some postcards. You can do all of that with some money. But when it comes down to getting that deal closed, you need skill, baby.
Yep.
You listen, I don't care how much money you spend, you will waste it if you don't perfect the art of closing. That's a fact. Thank y'all for showing up. Make sure you put this on replay and repeat, and make sure you get your early bird bundle tickets ASAP today. Check out iSpeedToLead. Get your free coupon, Olympics 200 to get 200 off of everything. And with that being said, we're going to see y'all on the next go round in May, baby. Peace.
I just want to let people know that I respect you that much that we've turned down some of the biggest requests to still showing up for Michael Walsh.
Michael Walsh is the man. He built my funnel.
For my good friend, Mike Walsh.
Michael Walsh and the whole team absolutely crushed it for us.
To Angela and Michael Walsh for helping us grow our business.
With his team, has really elevated our entire organization.
And he knows what he's doing. You tell him what you want, he's going to do it. He's a pro.
In the event space, funneling traffic space, marketing space.
Just super appreciative and grateful for the UpRank team with Michael and Angela and all that they do and they've done for us and me in the past.
Bro, I admire you. I respect you. I know you care about community. You guys are building your own. It is so freaking fun to watch. And it's why we said yes to this, bro. Not only because you're freaking cool, but because of what your values are, man.